Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what is good, my dudes? Oh, I ate like shit yesterday, and now I just am paying for it the next day. We had a feast of Costco-esque food, which is just, oh boy. Talk about all the salt and probably preservatives you could possibly imagine, but worth it. Okay, damn good. Wake up, brain. What's good, Cat? What's good, Lone? What's good, Raid? Are we ready to game and also play some good old games? I.e., did I grind his analyst yesterday? I think I did. I get it. Jesus. I don't think I lost that. Yeah, no, I missed one day. Oh, yeah, above my chest. I've been meal prepping lately. I was going to ask you, Cat. Cat, you asked me yesterday about bulking.
Catman 11,234 said gaming and glooming, ooh yeah.
Gaming and glooming. But Cat, you asked me about bulking and whatnot. Are you getting into fitness hardcore? Or have you always been into fitness hardcore? Hit me with your fitness journey. Oh, so I'm just drinking my drink to like get some energy. I just think it looks gross, me being like, just trying to get like any sort of, come on, baby. Dude, I slept in today too. I think I'm fighting off something. Has anyone just sat there, like watching YouTube videos after you've ended the night? Maybe you've had a nice shower, and then you're sitting there like ending the day, and then your body just starts like sweating, like your armpits just start leaking sweat. I don't know what it is, but I think it's not okay. There it is. Rat fuck. Rat motherfucker, die. Ban user. Get out of here. Skedaddle bot. They always follow the channel too. Scum. Scum, I say. Raid says, damn, I thought I was the first one here. I see the fucking Lone and Cat. Usually I see Lone pop in the chat and be like, I'm here. I'll see you in 10 minutes or an hour or something like that. But I didn't see that today, so I was like, oh shit, are we gonna have a slow start? But no, Cat and Lone were fucking here to take us to the moon back. And Nong was came soon after.
McFlufferkin said Doki Bird's Gamersubs merch drop is finally upon us.
Ooh, what is it, good? Is it good? Should we look at it? Fine. You twisted my arm, I'll do it. I'll look at some cool anime art, you son of a bitch. This.
Lone Syndicate said you gotta wake up pretty early to make it to a GRINN stream before me.
Yeah. Lone's a little like, I'll kill you. Alright, what do we got? We got, ooh, okay. Looking, okay, I don't know if we can show all of that. Ooh, there's some cool cups too. Man. I don't like the bear one as much. The gloomy, I don't like the gloomy that one that much. It's not terrible. I don't know what this other one is as well. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it. Yeah, I'll look at. I'm not sure if this is right. Jesus, I don't know if I can show some of this. It's a wee bit too much cleavage, maybe for YouTube, but it's a lot. It's like Kill Bill, except her like zipper thing fully not zipped up, and nipples are just on the precipice of getting popped up. But anyways, of course it's also what's her name, Shy Lily, which it's one of the most like successful creators in the space of goth.
McFlufferkin said the Shy Lily Kill Lil series is fun too.
Yeah, I like this one. This cup looks sick. It's not very titty inspired, which I don't mind, but this one doesn't look bad at all. Just like pure mecha badassness. It's also pink. Not bad at all. Yeah, I like that. I hope they go in that direction of like badass armored dudes and yeah, what they've been doing. Freaks. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to much of this, so I'm just kind of seeing stuff and getting caught back up. Ooh, there's a cool like witch.
Lone Syndicate said don't like 110.
They're like 1 out of 10. You don't like it? Why? You don't like the cool Gundam Power Ranger vibe, man? This one looks acceptable.
Bolty said, "Hey, hello."
What's good, Bolty? I'm not sure how I feel about this. At first I was like, maybe, and the more I look at it, the more I'm like, something looks off. Like the
Catman
symmetry's a little off.
11,234 said a group of college buddies and me all got different waifu cups for fun.
Ooh.
Each of us chose our girls, and we love to debate the choices.
Hell yeah, man. What kind of debate is there? Someone out here with like too much ass, and you're like, dude, wholesomeness I cherish. I don't know what the conversation could be. Besides just like complete like owning up of we're all a little fucked up. Let's see. I asked Kat about his weightlifting journey stuff. Let's see. Kat says, I've been into fitness for a while. I've learned martial arts stuff. I've been between Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, and Taekwondo. I see. Man, but a lot of those seem great. Yeah, especially like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is always like touted as being the best or like very, very good. And then like the only thing that I think is like
Lone Syndicate said I was never into the whole mecha thing.
Really? Nah, but you want armor? You don't want about like a Skyrim Daedric? You don't know this. I should stop. You never played Skyrim. You know, like big armored paladin boy. You think is like it's fine. You don't think that's the coolest thing ever? Do you not have action figures that's like child load? I have a tall, skinny metabolism, so I'm forever stuck at 180. I'm always trying to I mean, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I feel that a little bit. But yes, I don't know. I think it's all like a symptom of the grass is greener on the other side a little bit because my family members always say, like, oh, I wish I had your metabolism and stuff like that. And to me, I'm like, I don't eat more than you. Like I eat basic. I don't snack ever. Like I'm not the kind of person that like eats chips constantly or something like that. Not that I don't like chips. It's just that I'd rather like.
Lone
do
Syndicate said I never was a fan of the big bulky armor set. I was our 6S, more of a light armor kinda of guy.
What? You don't think Reinhardt looks awesome? Maybe. Oh, that's weird. I didn't even know that person existed. I always assume a dude wants like the most biggest, bulkiest armor ever to just like fucking let it rip and not be like, I'm an archer, so I have cloth.
Catman 11,234 said I try to round myself out. BJJ for ground fighting, boxing for hand striking, Taekwondo for flexibility and kicks.
Yeah.
My maintenance calories are 3,500 a day, and sometimes I just can't eat it all.
No, I know, man. The only way I was able to kind of fix my like, because I was really thin at one point, like really thin, like the definition of lanky essentially. But what would help me out was a masticator. It was just like, it sounds disgusting, but it's literally just like a milkshake that has like fucking 2,000 calories in it, and it's disgusting. It tastes like sludge and like chocolate. It's not very good, and then you feel like you want to like puke after you eat it. It's not good. But I did that for 2 years, and I was able to get past 160. I think I was stuck at. Now I'm at 180. That's basically everything on my journey so far. Wait, I know what you mentioned, how tired I tried working out, making you.
McFluffican said modded Skyrim status report. Alternate started a friendly, Forsworn cave, but with the adjusted half scaling, half unleveled. I had to carefully make my way to Solitude just to get a couch.
Nice, yeah. I heard you that you were messing with that too, or you're struggling to just get through like the shitty start, but then you made it home basically. I was gonna say though, Kat, Kat says, I just know you mentioned how tired working out makes you feel like that. My pops does and he works out. Well, I think there's two things, Kat, if I could be clear. To me, like there is the type of depletion that comes with you being like physically like you like lift heavy ass shit. Like I have a slam ball that's 100 pounds that I do Atlas carries and stuff like that for, and I squat and do all those things, and it's just like your whole body has to fire just to be able to hold this thing up above your head without your body ripping in half. That's like tiring, but it's only tiring because you're doing that for like one press. I have an attack bike where like I go for 4 minutes non-stop until I get to 80% of my heart rate, and then I kind of sit there for 4 minutes, and I stop and get rest for 4 minutes. It's called the Norwegian 4x4 is what it's called, which sounds hella sus, but it is what it is. And I do that on my attack bike. But the level of like, there's different tired. So there's like my muscle has fired really hard tired, and then there's like endurance tired, which is just like your whole soul feels like it's ripped out of your body. Like where like 4 hours later, you're still sweating kind of. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And that's the cardio kind of exertion, like draining the nervous system itself, which I imagine Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and shit like that is a similar vibe. If you're rolling for like bouts of 4 minutes, granted, I don't know if you're supposed to like go all out, so maybe it doesn't hit that level of like draining, but yeah. Just hit level 50 in Skyrim. Saying, damn, you guys been grinding. I've never played single characters this much, as I'm usually also always bored of the combat style by then. The magic mods plus adding really help. I was about to say that, yeah, I don't know how you can get bored when there's like, ooh, new spell, ooh, new spell, ooh, new spell. Shy Lily's Kill
Flufferkin said
series.
also have it set up so I can only level up when sleeping. Cost 100 gold to rent a room at the Whiterun Tavern. Went from level 2 to 7.
Yeah, that sounds like
Lone Syndicate said big bulky armor always never fit with my playstyle because it was always associated with slow movement and less mobile. Like I
get
saw
that.
a cool armor design, but it was bulky, which made less cool.
You know, I get that. I get the fact that like all the coolest armor is usually like relegated to like the paladin or the tanker, and you're like, this is ass. I'm stuck with like my DPS class, like an archer or like a spell DPS or whatever, and you're just like, I have a robe. It's cloth. Or maybe like the hide of a death dragon or something. It's cloth. It's still just like leather or cloth. And you're like, oh, okay, great. Meanwhile, the paladin's like, as he's like fucking like dragging his corpse up the stairs just to try to keep up with everybody. And he finally, it's fucked up because the tanker should be the fastest motherfucker on the field because he's supposed to get in front of damage and shit. I guess he's supposed to aggro. It's more of a thing. But I digress. We need, I don't know what we need. I guess we could put our resin into that. Sounds like a fine idea. We need a better main goblet. Bodhi says 35 is a lot, but if you are sporty, it's also impressed. Well, what I was about to say, that was the I looked it up a while ago for like my age meets my height meets my whatever my like fitness, and I used to exercise 6 days a week, and then I just dropped it to 3. But I still have probably quite a long bout of exercise, like kettlebells and slam ball, which ended up being like, I think it was like 3 hours, or not 2 hours. That's 3 hours. It was like an hour or 2 hours some days, and it shoots up to like, yeah, you need a sizable amount of calories. And I was like, oh, and I tend to not have that. I honestly, you know what's fucked up? I think my body weirdly oscillates. Like, not oscillates. I mean, like regardless of what I do, it will find its equilibrium. Like, I think that's what. It sounds weird, but like I had to like really guzzle calories for a long ass time, like overeat to the point where I wanted to puke, just to push myself past it was 150, 160, all the way up to 180. But then I find my body ends up setting that as its new equilibrium. We're like, yeah, it always balances out. Maybe it's my brain's capacity to be like, hey, we're kind of dropping to a weird weight range. Eat a little more, or like snack a little bit more or something. And then the minute I start getting like above that, my body starts like auto-adjusting downwards and being like, just get obsessed with something and forget about eating for a little while. And you're like, okay. But yeah, also this is so cool to see if we can actually pop off better with this build than my other one. So I used to do this dungeon for like weeks in prep for Camellia.
Loading.
Melee.
Okay, rectify.
Charge. There we go. This.
Stay behind me, like frigid depths.
Melee. This.
A change of budding seeds.
And pop.
Crimson.
Wasn't great. That was 200,000 damage. We're a god.
Catman 11,234 said chicken pesto pasta is my meal calorie load. 800 calories for 500 grams of food. Extra olive oil and grated cheese over top pushes it to 1,000 for me.
I was about to say, man.
Some almonds in between also help me a lot.
Pasta is devious. Pasta is the food of athletes and people who have like an absurdly high the capacity to burn off food. Yeah. Pasta is insane. Bang, dude. We do 2,000 damage flat without any bullshit. But yeah, pasta's a godsend for people who have a high metabolism. But I also that's my whole thing. I also think people like mistake me for having a high metabolism, which bothers me. Like it really irks me because I'm like, people are like, man, I wish I had your metabolism, and it's like, man, I choose to not snack sometimes. I choose to exercise every week for like years to do this stuff. Like I just like when people basically like devalue your effort, like and just kind of assume that you have it easier than them, and woe is me, I don't have it that easy. And oh, if only I had it that easy for you. And it's like, bitch, let's eat the same food for a week. Let's see who actually does it. And it's funny because I get mad. I try not to get like too bent out of about it, but my nieces, I love my nephews and nieces to death, but they always see my like supper meal, which is where I get most of my food. Because I don't like to eat a lot in the middle of the day because I like takes forever for me to digest food. Like I have like a really bad body as far as digestion goes. Like I end up feeling like so tired for like 3 hours after I eat. It's not good. Anyways, let's say like
Bolty said, "Cool jacket, bro."
Which one? Like mine? Oh, this one. This one's like my furry. This is my furry Christmas one. This one, dude. I wish I could give you guys all one of these jackets. It's like a sweater. It's
Captain
so
11,234 said at some point it's definitely harder for other people, but I think that's like being 6'8" and above, which I'm not. Putting on muscle on a large frame is harder, I think.
Oh no, dude, undeniably, but I'm not sure if it's exactly harder. It's interesting, as a cat. It's funny that you say that. I think what like genuinely it is most people who are tall also have subsequently taller limbs. So like your legs end up being much taller, your arms end up being much taller, so on and so forth. So what I think a lot of it is your muscle just has more place to move essentially. Like my brother is the opposite of me. He's very, very short. Oh, did I not collect it? Oh, I didn't fucking collect it. Dumb. Anyways, my brother's very very short and very wide. But he also can like he shows muscle instantly. But I find I don't show muscle very much, probably because of what I do for my health, which is slam ball and kettlebells, which is not like bodybuilder style, repetitions and stuff like that. It's more endurance training.
Lone Syndicate said, question anyone here do any form of sword training for exercise?
I think people kind of like, what do you call it? We talked about this thing before, where I think by the very virtue of that, people kind of look at it in a weird way. Like PewDiePie talked about how he did that too, where he started doing like kendo striking and stuff like that. People were kind of like, that's a little strange. But until anyone who's actually ever done that, I don't do that, the whole sword training. I do have a martial art, like a gel silicone doll thing. Like guy essentially, and then I have a bat that's like it's called a slugger essentially, which is a Boston Smasher actually is what it's called, but it's basically just like a really long classic 80s bat that they like retired, and I use that to kind of just drain improve your hand strength because you're having to hang on to something as there's like recoil, and do impact training in that way, which I feel like I don't want to get into this because it's a whole thing, but I tend to think weapon training is the thing that most people lack, especially nowadays, which like I think it should be respected in the same way that martial arts are, but I feel like martial arts are much more respected than weapon training, outside of guns, of course. People I think respect that to some extent, but yeah, I think it's a good idea for anyone who wants to try something fun. I do think you have to hit something though. Like if you're just swinging a sword in the air.
Catman 11,234 said kettlebells are great because they work muscles that isolating lifts don't. We get a lot of big guys in the BJJ and Taekwondo gyms that can't beat small people due to their muscles being as thick.
Well, I was gonna say, what do you call it? That was something that funny that I my brother's gotten into Brazilian jiu-jitsu as well, man. And what do you call it? It was really interesting because I heard that forever in podcasts and everything like that, where people were basically saying that like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one of the only arts or martial arts that basically can make it so that the little guy can win. And I always thought, oh, that's a really cool concept. I wonder if that's true. And my brother got into it. And my brother's always had like just generally absurdly weird freak strength. Like he's always been the weird guy in the classroom that can like lift 3 times his weight. And he's also he's a bigger boy. I wouldn't say he's like bodybuilder bigger, but he's still bigger. And holy shit, he's like a white belt who's tapping out all of these like high level belts. Now maybe it's because we're in a small town and that's just the nature of the beast, possibly,
Lone Syndicate said I own a katana. I don't strike anything in fear of damaging
Yes,
the
yeah,
blade.
I think you need to get a bat loan. Or a what do you call it? You can get a kali, what is it called? A carbon fiber katana that is like basically it won't like break anything usually because it's just basically like a blunted stick. But the reason why I think that's pretty important is because if you were gonna hit someone with say that's like katana or whatever, but basically I think half of the benefit of weapon training and stuff like that is your body actually experiencing the recoil of an impact. So like when you hit something, it reverberates and like pushes against your hand, and most people's hands aren't able to kind of like control the reverberation and not get their hand bucked off, you know, things like that. Also, Nog says having a super fast metabolism is dog shit. No matter what I can do, what I do, I can't get past 125 pounds, and that was when I was eating like 2 to 3 large, toppings of yeah. I was gonna say, Nog, do you enjoy food? Like, do you really enjoy food? Like, let me ask you a better question.
So arthritis is the Swordmaster's biggest enemy?
I would say, let me, I don't know what that's. We're trying to jumping around like 7 topics. They should stay on one thing at a time. That's why text to speech is a little bit fucky, is because it sometimes is like, we're back on this one. I'm like, I wanted to wrap up that one. But I was going to ask you, Nog, if I were to give you an option of eating like a really delicious meal or playing a really fun game, like a video game maybe it's like Elder Scrolls 1 or 2 or something, whatever a game you'd be interested in, playing a game, what would you choose? For me personally, I would always choose playing the game. I would choose most things besides just like eating. I find eating to be very like time consuming. People don't think of it that way when I ask them about it. They see me almost like a pleasure, and I'm like, it's not that I don't like food. It's just that I think I like other things significantly more than food, you know. But it's funny because I think the more people I ask that question to, it's usually people who have a high metabolism. It's almost like eating is gross, dude. Like maybe it's because your relationship with food when you have a fast metabolism is eating so much food so that you can kind of remain a healthy size. So your relationship with food in general is just kind of toxic by nature, you know. And maybe if you had a slow metabolism, your nature with your thing with food would be like you had to eat it slower and enjoy it, you know. But I was going to say on the topic of that which Kat mentioned with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, with kettlebells. I think kettlebells to me, man, Kat, my whole like weightlifting, like fitness journey was my brother making me like a classic bodybuilder's regiment to follow. I did it to a T for 2 years. He unfortunately didn't mention how important protein was, so I was just basically destroying my body for 2 years. Anyways, I eventually fixed it, kept doing the bodybuilder thing, kind of lost all my beginner gains because I didn't have the fucking protein thing. Anyways, point is, never really seen any benefit like whatsoever from bodybuilding. I got like a little bit better shoulders, which is my only like genetic kind of advantage, my like neck and wide back, etc., because my dad's has wide back too. But I stumbled upon this psychotic Russian guy who was called Pavlov. And he's like notorious in the kettlebell community. And he just said, if there's anything I could get you to do, just do kettlebell swings. That's it. Just do kettlebell swings with like as heavy as weight you can manage. Try to do 10 sets. If you can, hit 20 reps. And then give yourself a long break in between sets. Do that. And immediately, I was able to like do shit that I couldn't do at all beforehand. I used to struggle with like carrying water jugs into the house, etc. I struggled with like if you're doing weird shit like picking up something and putting it on a shelf, all that kind of stuff, those weird muscles that you don't train. And over like almost like 2 months after, I immediately started seeing all the upsides. So then I went all into kettlebells, and I immediately started being like, oh, all the shit that like the reason why I think it's like this is because kettlebells are working out the entire like chain of muscles detonating within your body. So, and again, if you look at bodybuilding, it's usually isolated muscle control to try to create as much hypertension on a certain muscle group as possible. But kettlebells force you to use your entire system, which also means it taxes your entire system. But it also means if you ever need to use your entire system, you can do it. And then there's slam balls. And slam balls I use as basically like sandbags. I never slam the ball into the ground at all. I just use it as like a giant stone to like throw around essentially. And holy shit, dude, that is like the missing piece of kettlebells because it requires your body to adapt to like stupid levels of abnormal, strange lifts. Like you carrying or holding something that's 100 pounds in front of you like this causes your back to like bend. So your back has to fire to keep yourself upright. Oh, I got a heartburn in my chest. I got a bubble in my chest. Dude, I watched this video, by the way. It was like of this like a wife who I guess like has fucking seizures or something, like just passes out. And what do you call it? She was, I think, trying to like, I don't know why. She could have been like pretending, or she could have been like a legit she was becoming unconscious while like pushing a cart essentially. But regardless, she was filming it, which I thought was weird. I'm not sure if it was like she was faking it or whatever. But anyways, she starts to like go down into the cart and starts to like kind of flicker and fall down. And her fucking husband like catches her. And then this is the thing that shocked me. He like grabbed his fist, thunk, and just smoked her in the chest. And I don't know if it was like that's the protocol is to like kind of snap him out of it or something. But I thought that was a fucking smash to the chest. I'm not sure if anyone else seen that video, but that was crazy. Also, Nog says, I'm 5'5". That's not too bad. Yeah. 135 pounds. Nog, perhaps are you a fembo? A little bit. Sorry. It's just one of those things that whenever I see any meme about like 5'5", it's always, and like pretty thin, it's always like this deviation point of like lean into the fact that I'm short or completely jump ship. Nog says, and the last 7-ish years I've worked in the food industry, cooking I did ask. Okay, sorry. Before all that, I did ask Nog about his that question. Let me see. Did Nog reply? Recoil and follow through. Yeah. For the thing. And the last 7 years, I've been working in the food industry, cooks most everything. Oh, nice. Cat says, for me, eating tons of food is also mind over matter. Setting a 5-minute time and then doing nothing but eating means I don't give my stomach the time to let my brain... your brain to tell. Yeah, that's a big thing, too, for me. I find that may be my own issue now, is because I'm, like, conditioned to do stuff. Like eat in abundance, it might fuck me up in that way. So I've conditioned my brain to like eat absorbent amounts of food to try to keep my body fat up and my like weight up. But in doing so, I might have like a passive brain that's trying to like overeat at this point. Because I do notice when I eat the right amount, I don't tend to feel as much of a crash. But yeah. But then I'm stuffed, so yeah. Everyone has the ambition of like, I'll only eat a little bit, and then your body's like...
Leave it to me.
Some sort of caveman brain
modulation.
is like, there may not be a hunt for many winters. One should eat more. And I'm like, okay, I guess I will. This and this.
Stay behind me. Frozen blockade.
I've been fighting some sort of weird cold or some shit. I feel like it's hopefully going, but it's kind of still there. That's the only negative with the one ability. And we spin to win. We can do this now.
Don't run. Keep the dance going.
A solid 72k. And pop! 143k. Just like it's nothing.
Catman 11234 said sometimes caveman brain just wants to pound a large pizza, some garlic bread, and some chicken wings.
Yeah,
Gotta
man.
appease the ancestors.
Dude, you know what mine is? My like weakness of gluttony incarnate is, oh dude, it's anything Mexican food. It's nachos. I'll eat like fucking 10 tacos. Hard shell tacos. I'll inhale them shits. And I'll also, oh my god, dude, nachos with some certain dip. Oh, with olives. Also, what's this? Oh, I am maxed out on my capacity to hold things. Damn it. Your backpack is full. We've sent it to the mail. Grinn's Camilla is hitting them big numbers. I know, man, and I still don't know what the right choice is. Do we spend some more? No, we shouldn't. We probably shouldn't spend any more. But I did look up the spoiler stuff, and I did see the new characters coming to Wuthering Waves. In the future, there's a cool gunner girl who basically changes her pistols into a sniper, which sounds kind of neat. But there's another character coming down the pipeline that does seem like she kind of synergizes with Camilla, but the thing that sucks ass is that she's not a support. Like, that's the thing that this game's ass a little bit at. It's like, hey, here's just like 7 different types of dealing damage. And I'm like, I'd rather have like some sort of really cool effect, like a character that I switch to them, activate all their chain detonating things, and then there's like these 2 ghost fuckers behind me, and they just keep like throwing little void damage at people. Maybe they give me a shield or something. It's missing that. It's missing like the feeling of satisfaction.
Said, but to answer her question directly, Grin. I am 5 feet 5 inches, 125 pounds, and Chinese, in particular, buffets kick me out after bankrupting them.
What?
Love my food. Love making food. Hate making food for me.
1 second. But to answer the question directly, I'm 5'5", 100, and Chinese, in particular, what is that? Buffet? Oh, buffets kick me out because you'll bankrupt them. Got it. I didn't get that bit. Gotcha. So you eat so, you're like, yeah, have a fast metabolism, so bang. You love food. You love making food, but you hate...
Catman 11,234 said my weakness is meat. If you've ever been to any Brazilian steakhouse, you pay a large fee, $60 usually, then they'll bring fresh meat to your table and cut it off a skewer for you until you're full.
Okay, I haven't been that. I've lived a pretty hermit life. Let me do this.
Leave it to me.
This.
In war with time.
And then this. Yeah, what do you call it? Yeah, man, what do you call it? I haven't been to those places. They look like it's one of those things that I think would be really cool to have ventured into one of those locations. This, where like they run around with like sticks of meat, which does sound kind of weird. Like the business strategy of that doesn't make the most sense to me, but it is what it is. Oh, reach! 7K on a little baby attack.
Smell of all my prey.
We're gonna pop this just cuz.
Feed my blossoms, self-deceivers.
Oh, you're not worth it. You're not worth it. You'll die too fast. But these guys might be.
Crimson
Blossom. It was not great. We didn't have the max stacks. I tell you what, though, dude, we're cracking damage out like crazy. Oh, what?
Catman 11,234 said a Brazilian steakhouse will teach you that the meat sweats is a real condition.
I don't know if I've ever gotten the meat sweats, dude. I think this is what everyone probably is gonna say. Is that enough? Is that enough? No, it's not. Not even nearly enough. Anyways, I was gonna say, man, I don't know if that's true. Maybe, but like I feel like, again, everyone always makes fun of me because of this. I don't mind vegetables. I just don't like. I find whenever I eat like a lot of vegetables, my body just gets super tired and like run down. And the moment I eat meat, my body's like, yes, yes, exactly. This is exactly what we want.
Lone Syndicate said, I never had meat sweats, that's a thing.
No, I've never heard people have meat sweats, and it's like a whole thing. It's kind of gross. It's like a lot. Some people really have meat sweats where like, ew. But yeah. I feel like the meat sweats may be derived not because of the meat per se, but because of all of the like seasonings and shit that your body is like, oh, it's so much salt to process. Cat says, a buddy of mine, a Navy Way was calisthenics. He wears plate, carries with steel plates and wave pants. Dude loved it, but I have no idea if I ever. That's insane. That's some fucking like anime as hell shit, right there. Cat says, sometimes caveman brain just wants one thing. I'm just trying to catch on some stuff I missed, basically. The Chinese buffet around me don't let me eat. Wow, that's a real thing? That's fucked up. I didn't think that would be allowed. You're just a menace. You're an absolute terror. It's like, you must not be allowed in under any means. Okay. That almost must be a point of pride, I feel like, at some point. I hate making food for myself. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I know a lot about that. I think a lot of people, a lot of like chefs or of any kind who work in that type of industry, I think just like making food for themselves. But I don't know what that is. Is it like the same reason why you see like a hairdresser have like the most like generic ass haircut ever? Like every barber is like just fucking short on the sides, maybe a little bit of a fade, but that's it. Whereas they like make these, do all this weird shit with people, and they're just like, I just don't have the fucking, I don't care. I don't care enough, you know what I mean? Brazilian steakhouse, I will teach you that. Meat sweats. Never had meat sweats. That's a thing. It definitely is. Korean BBQ and hot pot will also do that too. Yeah, again, I feel like the sweats are coming from all the seasoning. I don't know if it's actually like, hey, it's the meat. Although I do think you can eat to the extent which you're like, oh.
Lone Syndicate said also day 2 of trying to get an attack 3 cost for Camellia, and IME getting every other main stat under the sun.
That's shitty. Yeah, this is where I fucked up last time, by the way. I was trying to mention this to you guys. So there's this thing that you can convert like your old stuff into new stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, what I'll do is I'll basically this. I will go and basically try to find basically, where was it? HP percent, okay? But then I also hit HP, but that was my mistake about hitting HP. So I know that these are support sets, which will probably likely have some character that it wants HP or something like that, right? Again, it's not the best like algorithm type breakdown, but I can kind of assume that what do you call it? If I go to 1 cost to this, and I go to 1 cost, 5-star, 1 cost. I can assume that like the support people are probably not going to want to attack, at least on average. So I'll basically try to find one like this, which has HP, and then I'll click that, and I'll click that too. It also has HP. But I think because I put HP flat stat, it ended up also appearing on these other ones that had attack, because HP is basically always going to be on the one tiers. You know what I mean? So yes, and that's kind of where it all broke apart. But let's go back to, I guess, 3 cost as well. 3 costs are acceptable as well. Finding the damage class like this 5-1, HP, low likelihood that we'll need HP and on the flame set as well. Again, it's not a perfect algorithm, but when you have so much material anyway, we're doing our best to trim the fat, okay? HP. That's fine. Alright, what's the other non-valuable stat? That should be enough for us to look at. I think we trim the fat a little bit, where I can actually grab the copious amounts of stuff. There. Alrighty. Let us see if we, by spending all of our resin, acquired any good 1-star stats. These are new ones. Attack percent. That's what we're looking for. Wait, no. Is this 1%? Oh, it is 1%. Wow. Let's see. Hopefully it's not dog shit. Lol, is this 1? Sorry, is this like a 1 cost? I feel like I might have messed up. Yeah, it is. It's 1 cost. I just didn't know these guys had the capacity to be 1 costs. Let's do 1 more level up. I always do 3. How much of these am I finally? No, I still have 7,000. I have 7,000 of these, and I have like 2 fully built characters that I've already re-rolled a ton of artifacts to get. Ooh, all Garbo. That's not great. We want a better critical damage one than all that. Defense, kill yourself, and attack. Yes, another one. I still find it so funny that long is literally forbidden to enter certain buffets. And it's always funny because it's always, I don't know, it may be fucked up to say, but it's always like an Asian of some kind that's out here sitting, like, you guys see those like mukbang tiny women who are sitting there like inhaling like fucking their whole body weight in food. And you're just like, what is going on? Like, do you just puke as soon as this is done, which is horrible for you? But Jesus. This, I wonder if it's best to like, this is fine. It's not that, it doesn't take that long to like hit that 3 times. This. Ooh! Wait, It's not that great. This is a really low critical chance detonation. But hey, we might as well finish it off to see what it could otherwise be. HP?
Balti said, by the
Yeah.
way, Grin, we can do the story stuff in threads now. We used a bot to keep
Yeah,
them up now, so they don't get
I
deleted.
seen. I was. It also, it was such a pain in the ass for me to post it all there that I'm like, I'll do it whenever.
Lone
whenever I have time.
Syndicate said, I always am like, damn, Grin has so much materials than me. Then I'm think Grin doesn't have as many characters built as me.
Yeah, that's true. It also is that I'm probably, I'm more in my own lane. So like that's my that's like the
Catman 11,234 said Asian and Hispanic women are black holes when it comes to food. My ex would eat multiple bowls of noodles per meal.
ooh noodles. Also, I feel like noodles don't sit well with me, so that's even more crazy. But I was gonna say what okay, the text speech on cooldown. I was gonna say what was I gonna say? Something about I can't remember what the fuck it was. Man, damn you, text speech, robbing me of my thoughts. Yeah, it's not coming. It's not coming back. But the DLDR is yes, women. Some people have just like I can't even understand it basically how they can eat so much without it goes nowhere, and it's all that, you know. But also good for them. That's still not good. Yeah, I mean what we have right now is critical damage. Again, same thing. I guess this one we could replace. Yeah, maybe I could replace that one with the, what is it, the one that gave us a little bit, it also gave us critical rate, which wasn't terrible. Yeah, see, this one gives us critical rate as well. Which, not ideal, but it's fine. Anyways, good. All right. What do our stats do?
I should try to smile more.
I don't want you to smile more. Do whatever you want.
Would you like
70
a
critical
fun
rate and
game
almost
between the
300
two
critical
of us?
damage. Sorry. All right. Let us finally do what I said we would do yesterday, but never did. One of my favorite things in this game is the depth of elusive realm. Also, I am still maxed out on my echoes. It is a fun event that lets you basically experience the ravenous power of a certain character. I forgot to claim these yesterday. What are the odds that they would yield another copy of her? That may not have been the smartest decision. That may not have been the smartest decision.
To our
but
game.
yeah.
Catman 11,234 said, holy shit, LMAO.
Well, we got one wish for
Lone
two wish for
Syndicate
the
said
road.
this man just keeps on winning.
That's insane. But hey, we'll probably eat shit whatever the next time we wish. But we do have 17 prep. 17 prep for where the fuck we decide to go on next is not a bad blanket. All right, that's a solid ass comfort.
Great Nate said, and he does it again.
And he does it again. Well, guess what, gang? This is the first time ever, I think, maybe Genshin now, I think ever, that I've ever had a 3 constellation character, because
like a
I'm probably, two constellations basically. You get 3 characters to drop at once. I've never gotten that to happen. But here we go. Her constellation 1 is casting intro skill Ever Blooming increases Camilla's critical damage by 28% for 18 seconds. I didn't know that. Oh, okay, so you have this massive blossom, which is her I think it's conservo energy, or maybe that's her literal, like you switch to her and then she has this special pop. Regardless, that's easy to do. Yeah, 28% critical damage, not bad at all. This effect can be triggered every... oh, I see. There's like a little bit of a downtime into it. But it also makes it so that we're immune to interruption while casting the... I think that's our pop, essentially. So that's huge. But here's where I didn't regret wishing there, okay? But what I kind of am not sure about is doing this. Store. This game has a mechanic to where, like, the more you wish, the more you build up like a kind of like a residual currency. And it actually lets you buy another dupe of a character, which is very good. And I can do that now. The thing is this currency up there is exceptionally, like, I've been playing the game probably since its release, which I think is probably like 6 months, maybe more. No, probably like 8 months, maybe. Anyways, I've been playing it for a little while, and I've only just have like enough for 2, essentially, almost. I need like another 200, which is probably gonna take a long time. But yes, the question is, do we want to spend a valuable currency on another constellation? I would normally say never, ever, ever, because it's possible gameplay in the future that you could possibly
Lone
wield.
Syndicate said you're right, Grin, 6 months.
Oh, it's been 6 months. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's actually that's not the craziest. Like in half a year, you basically get 2 constellations, or not, maybe not.
Catman 11,234 said save it for the next character.
But here's the thing: I would normally save it for the next character. Well, it doesn't quite work that way. You have to at least get 1 character drop, and then you can get 1 constellation. So you need to still get the 1 character to drop, but then you can get their overpowered constellations via this method. So it's not quite the same. But I will say, to me, I would normally say, like, I would rather wait for that 1 character that, like, needs C1 to function, like Hu Tao.
Like
or not needs it, but very much benefits from having it, right?
Two of us?
But her Constellation 2 apparently is a whopping, like, 30% like damage increase, and it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's just a huge amount. So, like, you can see the damage multiplier of your Resonator skill, which is where all of her damage is happening anyway. That is the thing that's popping for 1,500 damage each time you use it, is now having a 120% increase overall. So that's a pretty huge amount of, like, a gain. And I think by the time... Go fast and don't think about it. Okay, I did it. It's over. We're done. I justify it. We justify it. Okay. You see, the thing is, we... what do you call it? We are but it's gonna probably 3 months until we get another thing, and then we can probably save. Maybe we'll spend on some banners, but regardless, we'll start building up that currency once again, and hopefully, maybe, possibly, by the time Scar finally arrives, we can go ahead and have enough currency to probably hopefully get him, as well as get a copy in his constellation, so to speak, for that. Unless we just hate playing it, which could be a case too. I know I really like the gameplay of what's her name, so it all hopefully works out.
Try to smile.
Yeah.
Would you like
a lot of choices were made really fast, but hey, guess what? We have
Lone
probably.
Syndicate said that's right, Grin. Don't think about it. That's how I am when I spend money in these games.
The only reason why I'm not thinking about it too much is because we do have a whopping 17,000 gems, and we're at the start of and I haven't touched any, like, the events really, which is where you get like another 1,000 or so, or 2,000, 3,000 pulls. So yes, but now our Camilla should be even more ravenous. And this, by the way, this is what I was trying to say, is this I've never had a character that is probably this over-geared in my entire, like, gacha game playtime ever. I still can't say I'm at Bolty's level, who has, like, Chang Li level 4 or something like that, which is absurd. But hey, also, this is why that might not have been a great choice. People are saying that the next upcoming characters are finally going to break into Gen 2. So we're still, all the characters up into Camilla, were basically characters that already existed in the beta. Like when this game was being developed in like beta land for so long, we're finally getting to the point where now like Gen 1 is done. So now Gen 2 is coming over the horizon, but people are kind of speculating, oh, is Gen 2 going to power creep Gen 1? And maybe... but I think they kind of hedged their bets by giving a lot of like these
Lone
other
Syndicate
characters.
said GRINN account is stronger than mine.
Well, maybe not by much. I was almost gonna second it. It's been a millennia. How are you? But what do you call it? I was gonna say something about I think they've kind of future-proofed their Gen 1 characters by giving them like resonator amplification buff on alt-cast. So like there's still some reason to use them. Again, I hope they start introducing more supports, because I think that'll be a lot more fun, things like that. But let us finally jump into the depths of Elusive Realm, which is what I really want. Complete the against all odds. Shit. Never mind. We'll have to do the stupid quest first.
Catman 11,234 said I've had a gacha mobile where I completely maxed out a team of 6. but only because the servers were shutting down, so the devs made character roles entirely free.
Oh.
I would just roll and play Xbox.
That's pretty cool, at least. Yeah, that's huge. Was that what it just said? Let me see. I should have been more better with my brain. I finally got here on time, says Secondly. How's life, Secondly? Against all odds is what it's called. In When the Night Knocks. Okay.
Lone Syndicate said, well, we are switched to Z's in 13 minutes, right?
Maybe not. We'll definitely play Z's, sorry, but we'll see. I'm kind of wanting to, like, I'll probably do one run of Depths of Elusive Realm if we can. But we'll play Z's today. That's the point. The only one that seems similar. Yeah, the only one that seems similar is this one. Long Night End. That's the Labyrinth. Maybe not. Does anybody know which one leads us to Depths of Elusive Realm? Shit. Usually if you click it, it will tell you like, hey. Please progress the main story. Okay, so we do need to do this and then we'll get the other one. Gotcha. Ugh, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't then. I would really like to play the Depths of Elusive Realm because it makes you like, imagine how OP. They got engaged. Let's go, Secondly. That's huge. Great news. So busy, and you got engaged. That's huge. Yeah, maybe. Well, yeah. Really, I would really like to jump into the Depths of Elusive Realm. I just don't know if. Well, yeah. I guess, yeah. Well, we could do it probably another day. We're gonna be kind of split between Zenless in this, and then Z's for quite a bit. But we could do some story. Remind me, don't remind me alone. How else am I going to get my gameplay crazy? Also, what games are you playing, Second? Are you too busy to play some games? Yeah, you're adulting. Yeah, I can only imagine, especially knowing your career path. Whew, adulting is an understatement. Let's pause that. Let's jump over here. Hopefully you guys can hear everything perfectly fine. Hello.
3 days ago, the delivery van reached Waving Battlefield, journeying from the new Federation to Jinzhou. It braved countless trials to arrive at its destination, but, alas...
Enough! Explain it in 5 words.
I don't like his voice.
Suspicious! Courier escaped! Package lost!
You're the one who's in charge of this.
Yes, but boss,
Is he a new character? I don't love his voice actor right now, but maybe.
Whatever you do it right. And do it clean. That's the Cruising Drake's principle. Finish.
Low logistics.
Ooh, it looks
How
pretty cool.
Despicable. Utterly insufferable. I shall reclaim the package myself. That much is clear.
Which gotcha has the best hot? I feel like it's a question for Lone. Most definitely for Lone. Not that Fluff wouldn't have an inclination, I just think Lone's your man.
He better not be stirring up any trouble. No time to call the patrollers. Let's see what he's up to.
They put in this fucking Zenless shit where they're like, here's the coolest characters you've ever seen. They're side characters. You'll never play them ever in your life. And I'm like, great. What? Damn it. Oh, there she is! Cute mouse chick.
I've already explained what happened. Just give me the package.
The crazy design of her outfit looks fire, dude. The fucking, like, leggings, basically, with the weird straps, and you can see the, like, shadowing of it. So there's... Anyways, crazy. He says, I haven't been playing in a while, not even Genshin. Just buying some merch. I was about to say, you left your husbando for well, now you have a new husbando, so maybe it works out. It matches its difference. Cat says, if you guys ever watched My Hero, that one guy, it sounds like Twice. Does he? I thought Twice had like quite of a Deadpool flair to him. Well, Lone, you've been nominated. What's your view? I think, like, I've never played this game, but it's unequivocally the most Hada ever produced kind of game, and it's Fate Grand Order, or Fate Stay Night, basically. It has the absolute most ravenous amount of freaky, crazy, whatever you could possibly imagine, as far as gacha goes. But out of the gacha games that we play, yeah, I think Genshin, it's whatever was like subsisted the longest in popularity land will automatically rise to surface. So I think honestly Genshin still probably like has the most down bad community.
Well, if you can't, I'll file a complaint with your manager.
Respect says my boyfriend knows he his second to scare. Oh, it's so sad. Oh, I feel so bad.
Don't worry, Lolo Logistics always takes care of its customers. We'll definitely get back to you within 3 business days.
Ooh, I did not expect her to have that voice, but I don't hate it. Oh, wow, thank you so much for the raid, Reaper. I appreciate that.
Lone Syndicate said,
so
well,
much.
Kat, there's a lot of layers to that question, so I'll start with this. It all depends on the platform you're looking for. Genshin has the best on Reddit.
We're talking about just...
Catman 11,234 said, maybe the most down bad community. Yes, Grin, I asked for quality.
Quality. I still say Genshin, honestly. I think if you once you start reaching a certain level of like heft as far as like volume, the percentage of success goes up because there's just so much of it. You know what I mean? So I think quality comes with like it's like if you were to flip a coin and like it would hit a certain level of quality. If you can flip that coin 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, more than another person, then your just net amount is going to be higher. So I'd still say the answer still remains. I feel like what you want to know is which ones we prefer, which ones we think is amazing. Love says it's a question of quality versus quantity. Hoyo games probably have more for what has the best. I'd say I've invested of time and money into Genshin, Wuwa, and Sensei.
Lone Syndicate said Star Rail also has some good stuff to also Nikki high quality.
Guys, we may need to gear down. We are in the presence of company, okay? We've been rated by someone. Be good. Be nice. So he says he even buys me merch. He better hope that the AI revolution doesn't make Scaramouche a reality, all right?
3 days? Well, what if it's broken or lost?
Oh, if it's broken or lost, you can get a full refund. Plus, the shipping insurance you have covers it. So really, there's nothing to worry about.
Well, if you say so. Well, come to think of it, Lalo Logistics has never missed a delivery. Well, in that case, I'll come back later.
I like the accent, but I can see that she's swinging for it, you know what I mean? Like, it's not her natural state of being. She looks mega cute.
Catman 11,234 said, is that an Irish or Scottish accent?
I think it's more of like a fantasy.
We promise, we deliver. Lolo Logistics is at your service. Is there anything I can help you with?
It so doesn't fit the cute-ass, like, mouse character to be like, oi! Like, don't you know this? Oh, man. I like it. I'm just saying, like, this game does not know how to, like, be like, this is the look of the character, and this is what they should sound like, generally speaking. You know what I mean? It doesn't quite sound exactly like Oddish. It always sounds like dwarf. Does that make sense? Like, fantasy dwarf kind of adjacent. Like, female dwarf forge maiden kind of vibe. Are you new here? I haven't seen you before.
Oh, I know you. You're the Rover, a household name in Jinzhou.
Lone Syndicate
Hiya,
said Scottish
I'm
mouse
Lumi,
women, so
the
cute, I
logistics
want
team's
her.
good old captain. I head up the delivery team. Do you have a package to send, or do you need something else?
The man just now.
Oh, He's a regular customer. He might seem unfriendly, but he follows the rules.
I mean, his name was literal cultist. His name was literally cultist. So I mean, I was sure, but
His package got lost in Whining Ajax's mire. Speaking of that place, something strange is going on there lately. So be careful when you're there.
Tell me about it. Maybe I can help.
It's a bit complicated. The lost package is labeled
McFlufferkin
as
said, while I felt
high
Camelia's
value.
voice
My
didn't
team
suit her
member,
in a
Thule,
bad way.
was supposed to
Lumi's
deliver
accent
it.
is endearing, even if it's not what I expected.
I love the like weird Scottish wholesome vibe a lot. I just will say I do not expect her voice to sound that way at all. I expect her to sound like Clee or something, you know? I do like the trope and the vibe, but yeah. Scottish mouse is
He
adorable.
mentioned seeing weird things in Whining Ajax's mire. Kinda like the stuff happening over in Tacit Fields. I checked it out later, and asked around in the port.
Catman11234 said, "Wow, Grin, judging people based on names. Does that mean you judge my uncle, Terrorist John?"
Yeah. Well, in a world of chaos and destruction, yeah. I'll be like, hey, Chaos... No, it's like, it'd be like, hey, should Chaos John be let near, like schools or like gas stations? Probably not. Should Chaos John be like able to hang out at the beach? Why not? That's acceptable. It's almost like someone being like, lolly lover,
Lone
whatever.
Syndicate said subverting
Being
expectations
like that
we
allowed
love that
for,
around
like,
here
what
in
do you
this
call
case.
schools. It's like, I don't think we should. I know. I won't know. Sounds like a risky move. I do act like sounds like a risky move.
I didn't notice anything unusual looking around, but
But what?
I'm not sure if it's related, but ever since I've returned from the Whining Ajax's mire, I haven't had any dreams.
We promise, we deliver. We promise, we deliver.
Crazy. I'll say.
It's my coworker. Sorry, I need to take this call.
Okay, I wanted to point something. You know how for like every time for a little bit we had this thing where we basically always what was it? Basically, we were like, we judge VTubers' look essentially based on the idea of like uniqueness and like whether it catches your eye. I feel like this is like one of the best examples of like.
McFlufferkin said, "I'll have you know, my uncle's cousin's best friend's former roommate won a NASCAR event. He's a professional race IST."
What? Okay. All right. Subvert expectations. We love that around here in this game. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it grows on you. Definitely makes her a unique character. She's not just like exactly what you would assume. We haven't done status points in a long time. Second Ebo. Maybe push-ups and all that. Damn, the TTS failed me. Sorry. I was gonna say though, but again, to me, this is like exactly what I kind of mean. The colors are nice, like the pink with the dark, with the cool like what do you call it? Futuristic skin suit thing is sick. The fucking hair is awesome. Like the braids with the bunny ears. There's so many questions you're asked. You're like curious about. It's also like nice to look at. It is just so good. It is just like, this is what I think VTuber people should strive to kind of have, as far as like you look at this and you're immediately curious, rather than like, oh, it's just a generic K-pop fashion designer boy essentially, or a girl who has high fashion art, etc., or cat ears, and you're like, oh, it's kind of boring. But this weird, I don't know if they're bunny ears or if it's a hairstyle, to tell you the truth, but yeah.
Yes? What? She's back at work already? But she's injured. Okay, please take care of her. Thanks.
The mouse in her hoodie is actually a part of her kit, by the way. It's a real thing.
McFlufferkin said, "Frankly, if this was a VTuber design, I'd love it. Her design is peak for me."
Peak, yeah, I agree. It's like 10.
It's one of my team members. She crashed while delivering an express package.
If she was a Scottish VTuber, even better, says Fluff.
The doctor told her to rest, but she's already back to work.
Sexy says, "You haven't done them because I wasn't here. I'll stay." Well, I mean, it was nice having a vacation from the consistent push-ups, but hey, we'll see. The camera is broken though, so you will have to trust that I just am in agony doing them. But yeah.
She can't be pushing herself like this. I was planning to search Whining Ajax's mire again, but now if you happen to be going in that direction, could you keep an eye out for that lost package?
Cute. Sure, leave it to me, as long as I... Sure.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love that. There's some parts of the Scottish accent you're like, ha, oh, jeez. Once again, we unfortunately cannot get her. She's going to be coming available in the second patch, or the second part. In 21 days, she'll be the second banner character, but I do believe she's a 4-star, so it's probably going to be a rerun of a 5-star character that's already been launched, and then she is going to be a 4-star that's with her. She is basically a supporter. She's an Electro buffer, essentially. And then also, I think she does some nice DPS too, but that's kind of her kit, but she looks so fucking good. And yeah.
McFlufferkin said Lumi might just get me to boot up Woo-Wah when her banner's up.
Yeah, the banner's brought...
Lone Syndicate said I don't hear Scottish accents often, so this is a nice change of pace, plus I like the designs of her eyes.
Well, dude, a lot of time the Scottish accent is like, it goes hard in the paint, where it's just like, it's just the most like rough and tumble, oi, like some sort of deeply guttural, like, I'm getting 2 words, but I'm still in. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's a little eccentric, to say the least. And it'd be a waste to pop, but fuck it. Actually, never mind, it's a waste. It'd be a waste to pop. Here we go. I will say, again, hopefully they do make some dudes, because there is just like... For every 18 ladies, there is just like 1 guy. They do look cool, though.
The Somnoir Gateway must be just ahead.
Ooh, is this how we get Depth of Elusive Realm?
But why is it closed?
Oh. One of the coolest events ever. Ooh. We're tying in the story with this side game. I turned down the ambiance, like the music and shit, so it wasn't overbearing, but now it seems out of place. Is that cat driving? Oh no! Where's our cat friend?
McFlufferkin said being an avid watcher of Worst Pre-Made Ever, I'm getting used to hearing a mix of UK accents. You've got a few Brits dudes, 1 Scottish and 1 Welsh lady, alongside some other EU representatives.
Loading.
That's cute.
Iron graft.
We're gonna do one of these, bang. We're gonna do this until we get enough to do our one thing, this.
Stay
this,
behind
this.
me, like frigid depths.
Then this. Then use our echo, then
Change
this.
your perception.
I should have waited until I built up more charge, but hey. And let's see the damage we do.
Crimson Blossom.
We just did 300,000 damage, my boys. Hot diggity motherfucking damn.
Don't run. Keep the dance going.
That was a lot.
Stemming.
Should fight you a little bit. Now it's probably a good time that I reset my stuff, but fuck it.
Let's have fun.
And you're almost dead. I should definitely have like re-instanced my rotation essentially.
The lovely smell of all my prey.
She's wildin'. What do we got? That Scottish accent. Damn autocorrect. Being an avid watcher of premium ever. The UK accent stuff like that.
McFlufferkin said, question, was Lumi confirmed 5-star?
No, Lumi is
I
not.
probably need to save up.
No, she's a 4-star. I believe she is a 4-star. She's a 4-star electro support. But she also can be a pretty good damage dealer. I actually... Yeah, I think... Yeah, let me do that. I think it's fun to show you guys, because I do think they have shown her because of the whole weird thing. Where is it? Woo the wage, me, game. There it is. I don't think we'll get eviscerated here, but this is essentially her kit, which is very, very cool. They did show her off in the preview, so I don't think this is much very different. But yeah, this is her kit essentially, very cool. She basically sets like if you are she's a support, which is huge. So basically, she could bounce on her like weird rat thing, teddy bear, and then she basically can like sprint around, and then she'll start doing like these massive damage hits. But then she also has this like tiny little little bullets essentially that add up essentially. And this is the beta, so it does like 4 damage. It's not actually gonna do 4 damage. But then she has this awesome alt. And also, she's a saber user, I think, or like a swords user. Sorry. But it seems like she uses it like a thing. But yeah, the main thing is she's kind of like a Sonic fast character that's like sprinting around. Look at the animations though, dude. She had to be Electro. She couldn't have been fucking Void. Or Havoc, I mean. Pop that ult. Look at her little, like her tail light bulb. I think that tells you when your ult's up or when your E's up. But her, like, yeah, her like thing, her little teddy bear thing is like always up, which is insane. So it's always doing this like passive support damage. So again, Electro people be eaten as far as getting good supports. All right, everyone else is kind of like, meh. Best I can do is like buff your damage maybe. But she's very, very cool. Does it not show the alt? It just shows the, well, her alt is pretty cool too. Well, so much for that. Well.
Lone Syndicate said, might have to snag a copy of Luna.
Yeah, I feel like you should, because you have what's her name? The like the already good Electro buffer person. But she looks very cool. And I get it. Again, if I had an Electro team, I'd be like, maybe. What's good, buddy? Little cat thing? Ooh, you do look terrifying. You're like a being of... I feel like she's like a biblically accurate angel where like you can't possibly comprehend what they look like, so then they're just like, let's do a cat with like hollow eyes like the abyss, and you're like, can we just do the cat thing? Why are you running away? Yeah. Very good conversation. Got it.
McFluffican said inverted void cat.
Inverted void cat. You're very freaky. Very freaky. Here we go. Finally, we'll be able to do some damage. I think this is going to unlock our like chain combo, which is a brand new gameplay feature of the game. Oh, shit. Are you guys like yin and yang? This is awesome.
Nobody's here. Just this cat. What's going on?
Ooh, it's festive. There's like trees and snow. And a giant cat. Are these like realms I need to conquer? Oh, hell yes. We got some Halloween festiveness. We got some Japanese wall art. We got hell. And then we got... I don't know what that is. A Horizon Zero Dawn vibe, maybe? And then we got ice. Or no, maybe like... something of solitude. Yeah, Superman's base. I don't know. Hello, big cat. Ooh.
Just know that even the great rover cannot stop me now.
McFluffican said current donation progress. If pairing first digits and second digits together, make the nice and Hitman numbers nice.
What? What do you mean? Damn, was it something of previous comments? What would I give context to? Well, that's good. Then I'll pair her with another Electro character. Right, forgot she was Electro and not Spectro. Either makes sense for the light bulb. Yeah, Spectro would make sense too. The color scheme is really nice. Kudos to the artist who designed her. Yeah, again, the artist who designed her, it's kind of like wild. It's kind of like crazy good. Current donation program. Oh, I see. So instead of saying like $64.97, you just think it'd be better at like $65 and round up, basically. Makes sense. I don't know if I can control that because essentially, what it's doing is it's just taking whatever like donation thing is applied and putting it in. So if somebody happens to donate like $9, yeah, I don't think the program knows how to like round up.
This is a testament to my connection with the world.
I could look. I don't think it does, though. I think I would have seen that in the feature, because there's not very many options when you open it up. I could probably use a different, like, roundup thing, you know?
Catman 11,234 said, Grin, if you were to put your Shadow Man in these gachas, what element would he be and how would he fight?
Oh,
McFlufferkin said no, wasn't saying you need to round up, was just commenting on funny number and Agent 47.
Oh, it's 47. Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay. What do you call it? I said. But what do you call it, Cat? Oh, so what's good, raid? What do you call it? I don't know, Cat. I feel like for me, well, first of all, I have to be Havoc, right? Because I'm like a void cat. It'd be weird if I'm like electricity. It wouldn't make sense. So yeah, I'd probably be Havoc. I also like Havoc a lot. I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't be overthinking it as much as I am, but yeah. Oh, hello.
It's you. You've returned.
What's good?
Here, countless dreams rush in.
Got it.
These dreams. I no longer wish to have them, to remember anything.
Are you the cat?
But I do remember things about you.
It's actually kind of cool because we've been building...
You're the only one who can restore everything to its rightful place.
In the depths of...
That's what he said to me.
The depths of Elusive Realm have had, like, side story that's kind of odd. Like, you're clearly doing... You're listening to, like, not like a deceiver, essentially, is the story in the past. So it's kind of cool that they
Nate
built
said,
to
I've
this.
been here. HMPH look of triumph.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought when you came in here, what do you call it? I remember... Well, actually... No, yeah, I remember you popping in. Yeah, never mind, yeah. Yeah, you were like one of the people who were like, hey, I can't believe you got that character to drop again. He just keeps winning, right. Sorry, Raid, it's when I read your comment, I made it sound like you were like, I'm here, essentially. I'd say Havoc for Shadow Man and Wuwa either in Zenless or... Yeah.
Farewell, Dreamwalker.
Catman 11,234 said no scythe. A bit of blooming.
I don't know if I go with Scythe. I tend to like casters quite a bit. Like I like the idea of like maybe your Havoc was like well, you could shape weapons essentially. Like maybe you switch to a Scythe. Honestly, just because in Zenless we have yet to have a gunner character, and like range damage to me has always been fun so long as it's worth a bang for your buck. That I wouldn't mind that, you know? Especially if it was kind of like a Gone You thing. That'd be kind of cool. I would hope that it would be, I hope it would be similar to Camilla in the sense that there's clearly, like, this character is, like, really strong, but there's almost too much going on to where it almost becomes kind of like, I feel like that's valuable as far as power creep is concerned, where, like,
McFlufferkin said make it like Ruby Rose's scythe gun, but make it a grenade launcher.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. That would fit all the bills, actually.
Lone Syndicate said Grin Shadow Man. I would say ice would be the element only Og of the channel. Know why I would say that.
Only OGs of the channel would know you say, yeah. Mr. Jack Frost situation. Yeah. It's funny. I would say that's actually why our main avatar guy has blue eyes, because of the whole that. Also, I just like cyan as a color because I'm a basic bitch. Everyone likes fucking cyan. But yeah. Ooh, we got a build-up right here.
What is this? I've never seen this in the Somnor before.
Also, guys,
I should look around for more information.
I would like to mention that I am playing very poorly today in the sense that I find it extremely hard to, like, make a point mentally and then play at the same time. So, like, I'm kind of, like, fighting off some sort of illness, I think. So my brain feels like, I almost feel like high right now. I feel like my brain's not there. I'm like... kind of that. So if you notice me pausing and then trying to think, it's why. My capacity to juggle is bad today. Got it.
This is a delivery checklist. The rest is smudged.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip it. I thought, yeah, I wish. Did they? No, I don't think they fixed it. I still hope that they have like the ability to turn off the HUD and like just absorb the story and autoplay it.
Some kind of fragment lodged between those rocks. Something from a delivery crate? This is probably where Fule lost the package.
McFlufferkin said dual element. Then, Havoc Glacio. Scythe gun for Havoc damage. Frost Jackhammer for Glacio.
It's funny, man. The character that like I really vibe with in Zenless, which is kind of always what I do, is I'm like, who do I like in the game the most? I like Scar. I like the idea that Scar is going to be like this Gambit-esque, hucking cards at people and like chuckling and maybe transforming into like a demon mode kind of vibe, maybe building up charges and then like, you know, exuding this red Havoc essence and then amplifying, fire essence that would amplify him, so like that to me. So that's kind of what I think of, but I like the idea of the Scythe thing. The Scythe thing to me is almost like a Grim Reaper vibe, and I think the Scythe is such a iconic thing that to me it devours everything else. Does that make sense? Like, you will always be the guy who has a scythe before you're a guy with anything else. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh. And scythes are sick. I just think you end up being like a cosplay's death guy, which is cool. But I don't know if our Shadow Man, I guess it kind of makes sense. I always assume that like it's the scythe guy is a skeleton like wrapped in like darkness, shadow, whatever. And yeah, it is not a full shadow, whereas our dude is legit like just like well, fucking yeah, like just pure smoke, I guess. Hey, bud. While exploring, you run into strange white cat, significant enchantings, or gotcha. I did not know this would be this cool, by the way. This was significantly cooler than Camilla's questline already. But hey, I don't love that we're playing just Rover. I wish I could play my team. But hey. Oh, are we gonna play you? Yeah, she's like a sprinter, by the way. That's a part of her kit. She's like Sonic.
Lumi?
Or like Flash.
The Tacit Discords are after her.
Where's my fucking packages, she says. Here we go.
Leave it to me.
I do have Rover leveled up, but not the fucking Astral version, these sons of bitches. I love it when we can't play the characters we've spent so much time building. Stop locking on to the wrong people.
McFlufferkin said Speedy Gonzalez has been turned into a gotcha waifu.
Fast ass mouse. Paul Asin. Do we have? No, we don't. We don't have an echo. How corny. Do we at least have a cool sword? We do. At least there's that. At least there's that. Oh, what I miss most.
Find the missing
Lone
package.
Syndicate said, speaking of Sonic, recently started playing Sonic Frontiers.
Oh, really? You started playing Sonic Frontiers? That was, man, I've never not understood the Sonic fandom more in my life. Like, it's like Sonic, but like realistic as hell, Unreal Engine like graphics, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, to this day, I'm still like, this is just, who's asking for this? And it can't be a dominant like percentage of people, but it has to be. There has to be some like continent, maybe China, some shit, that's just buying them up, loving it. I don't know, it's crazy to me. Anyways, Kat said, what I missed the most about the old videos was the coffee and that disgusting face he made. I mean, I still do that, but now I have like a cream that I put in my coffee some days. I still don't want to lose my ability to drink bad coffee. And it's just like your capacity to take violence and damage onto oneself. But hey, Lumi.
Make sure she gets back safely. Help with the express order.
Are you alright?
Organize a welcome party for the new recruits.
Oh, sometimes it hits me in the back of my fucking throat. Lumi, can you hear me?
Work finished. Best get moving. Too many tasks, too little time.
I hope Lumi
Catman 11,234 said speed is my favorite aspect of any type of power set. I'll always go for speed out of anything.
Ooh.
Speedsters rule.
Really? Man, I don't know. Speed to me is always fun, but I don't know what it is, man.
McFlufferkin said Sonic Frontiers is an odd game with visual tonal dissonance, but the open world stuff seemed to be beta tested with Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say though, Kat, what do you call it, about the whole speedrunner thing? I don't know, man. I don't know why.
No
I don't find, to me, it's that. Yeah. Like, speedster stuff is fine. To me, I'm maybe like a little edgelord loser, but I can't help but like the whole darkness or like havoc damage, like this red fucking essence and shit. Honestly, to me, it's more of like gameplay feel, you know? Like, that's why I like explosive builds. I want anything that's like chaotic and messy and just like a chain going like, like just a fucking, like a consistent madness, you know? Like, again, some of my favorite characters are Yenfei from Genshin, who had like almost like a berserker build-up, or like Razor, all these kind of things, you know? I can't think of a character that had like the Speed Force / Sonic Fast stuff.
Moment of resonance.
That made me be like, yes, maybe like Suicide Squad had the one guy, but I feel like that's a bad example, you know?
I sense your weakness.
McFlufferkin said had a cool kinetic melee plus super reflexes scrapper in City Heroes back in the day. But one of my favorite characters was a Sands of Time inspired broadsword plus willpower scrapper that teleported.
Ooh, okay. Perry totally meant to do that. I also love this game, man. I like that it doesn't like, again, I'm not the kind of person that likes to likes to like wait for the enemy to attack and then I get my turn. I like to keep attacking, so it's nice that like
Catman 11,234 said I love speed because of the things you can do with gameplay feel. Movement, attack speed, dodging, speed so fast time slows around you. My favorite build is anything that stacks speed.
Yeah? Have you played Warframe by chance? Because apparently this character named Goss got an update, and he seems like the only character I've seen in recent memory that has used speed in a fun way and actually made it feel powerful, rather than being like, you kind of just go fast and you kind of smack yourself into a wall really quick, and you're like, oh, that's less cool. Yeah. Hello, cat. What did I do? Oh, I see. We're just collecting cats. I gotcha. Earlier, over on Lumi's side. Ooh, do we get to play Lumi?
Thule said the package was lost nearby. Where is it?
Ooh, oh, we got a player. Nice. She got a little bulb. Little tail bulb.
Oh, it's his delivery checklist. Oh, the paper's all
McFlufferkin
smudged.
said, however,
Can't
with the
read a
sanctioned
thing.
private server, my new favorite archetype
Oh,
is
this
Sentinel.
fragment is from the delivery
Madrange,
container.
AoE blasters that had armor powers as a
where's the
secondary pool selection.
What if
Being
it's
a
been
resilient
damaged?
sentry is fun.
However, the
Catman 11234 said, I have played Warframe and I am close to maxing Gauss Prime.
Can you read her skills? I don't
He
know.
is the definition of one of my fave characters. Playing him with melee and just ing people is so fun.
Lone Syndicate said, can you read her skill, Grin?
Yes, we will. However, this Sanctuary private server made new favorite archetype, Sentinel mid-range blaster, and also has armor powers, secondary pool selection, being realistic scenario is fun. Yeah. Yeah, what do you call it? We'll see if I can really read her things. I'm not sure.
Where could it be? Hopefully I'll find a clue ahead.
Can I play with things like this? No, I can't. What a bunch of shit. We cannot look at her kit. We can't even melee. Bastards. It's also locking my... Damn it, those fuckers! They're making it so I can't move my head around. Like, I can't... Yeah, we're stuck, like, above her. But look at cute profile pic. You guys can't see because it's so tiny. But it looks cool.
Nothing here.
Tiny mouse. She is very tiny, to scale. Oh, shit.
Where did those tacit discords come from? Can't waste my time with them.
She's fast as fuck, boy. Whoa! Dodged, parried. Oh, there we go. So now we got that sonic speed because we're grabbing those things. And pow! Wow, she's fast as shit. She's just... Dash. Ooh. There we go. Meow. You hear meow every time. Go. I hope I grab that.
McFlufferkin said Volt, Harrow, Inaros are my top 3. But I haven't touched Warframe much ever since they dropped their publishing division and hung Wayfinder out to dry.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Phew. Made it out at last. But why did those monsters stop chasing me?
It was Warframe devs that fucked over Wayfair? That was the dev company that was paying them to make the thing? That's so fucked up, dude. I didn't know that was the dev. I thought it was like fucking, like, yeah, some sort of like Amazon asshole company thing, not fucking them. So they have a publishing company. I guess they pulled the publishing company, and that meant Wayfire basically lost all of its support. What a bunch of bastards.
Oh, I keep getting sidetracked. Focus, Lumi. Think about what you're gonna do next. First, find the missing package. Second, make sure Tang Tang gets back safely and help with the express order. Third, organize a welcome party for the new recruits. Get my own work finished. Best get moving. Too many tasks, too little time.
Lumi's the best of all of us, dude.
I'm their leader. Got to act the part. They're counting on me.
Why couldn't Lumi be this? Or sorry, why couldn't Camilla be this? Why does Camilla have to be this fucking edgy, annoying people? Man, you know they're gonna fucking make Lumine's like whole thing cracked. All right, damn it. But I will point out that Camilla's story is optional, and hers is not. So they probably knew that what do you call it? Camilla's story was just shit itself, essentially. And the A-Team was like, let's make a cute
McFlufferkin
little
said
mouse.
correct. Digital Extremes. They shut down their publishing department. On the positive, at least Wayfinder is a superior offline plus co-op ARPG.
It is, yeah. There's definitely a positive.
D was the one to push for it being a live service.
Yeah. Cat says, gotta go fast, fast. The Titan is just so fun. Speed running shit, 90% of the speed. Mech Jesus, Goss flying around nuking shit. Yeah, man, what do you call it? I've seen a lot of that shit. Where, like, I look, Warframe is one of those games I think everyone looks at and is like, not yet. I can't get back into it just yet. But enjoy the images of a tiny mouse person, maybe, until I can just get back, because I gotta use the washroom. But look at her go. Look at her little ears jitter around, man. Look at the physics. That's better than, like, the booba physics in most games. There's, like, a little bit of pop. That's insane. We talk about boob physics too much, but ear physics, holy... Or ear bun physics? Whatever it is. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Squeaky! Enough playing with the letter!
Also, we will play Zenless at some point. We may just have a longer stream today, but we will do that at some point. But I'm quite enjoying the Wuthering Waves story about this little Irish mouse. Gauze is definitely fun, but I prefer Volt. He's my first boy, and I always regretted not getting his Prime equivalent. She got a cute butt too. Yeah, I will say this is some weird shit. She does feel like a grown-ass woman, but just a short queen, all that. But I will say they didn't skimp out on, like, yeah, like the fact that she got these crazy strap things on her side. God damn it, Lumi, stop fucking grass in the way and shit. Anyway, she's got like this strap on the side of her thigh, and you can see the shadowing. So they got thigh meat, basically. Crazy deviant people. And then the other leg, same shit. Same shit. You can see this. You can see the squish. Weirdly enough. Anyways, sorry. Anyway, as far as ground speed goes, Goss is number one, but navigate to that top queen. Yeah. Titan is top queen. Titania, sorry, as top queen. I always like Octavia. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm not a very speed person, but Octavia to me took care of me. I can't throw Octavia away. Okay. She was the only reason why I was able to like catch up, take pseudo endgame.
said, I think they repurposed Verina's original space jumpsuit for Lumi. It has the same deep V-cut, but covered it up with the black portions.
Oh, okay. I think she rocks it better. I think it's probably the best character I've seen in this game outside of Changli. And I don't hate the Shorekeeper's look. I don't know if I prefer it though. I like that where it's like it's more like styly satisfying. Where it's like instead of it's just like less clothes, please. Everything's see-through. I'm like, Jesus, chill. Yeah, so this is teaching us about the thing that's now going to exist in the game where we can run through these little cat paws and get speed boosts, which is pretty cool, I think. Uh-oh. Oh, so this is her gameplay. Okay. So she's got this big old dump truck ass mouse. Okay, this little guy. What do you think I was talking about? Boom. Boom. Also, just cause for science and purposes. There's got to be an angle. The angle is fighting me. Very cute, but very cute. We also have a normal melee attack. Oh right, sorry, I forgot. She's not a one-handed sword user. She, despite her size, just like good old what's it called? What's the fuck's called? Final Fantasy. Just like Final Fantasy. Her weapon is a broadsword, which is the biggest sword in the game. So her sword is huge. It's a giant fuck-off sword, and her little tiny mouse puppet guy helps her wield it, essentially. She throws around. The attacks look so awesome. Very pretty. Very fun.
Catman 11,234 said, is this dump truck ass mouse a response to the ZZZ Jane Doe thick ass rat?
Maybe.
McFluffican said nothing beats a ground pound. Ironically, the reincarnation of a certain time-traveling detective is now a Jerboa train conductor, so a similar rodent theme as Lumi.
Dude. Okay, so I didn't know that, but if you jump and hold, she'll start bouncing on the thing like it was one of those things that we all had in chat when we were children. And she does do like massive AoE hits. Fuck, dude. Why do you have to be a 4-star, man?
Lone Syndicate said GRINN do that animation while the camera is panned to the left while it aimed up at a 45-degree angle.
You relax. Be good, guys. Be good. Yeah, so if you guys are like, what the fuck, GRINN? This is a 4-star like I am. This is a response that, from, again, this goddamn Kuro. The people who make this game are constantly listening to feedback, and one of the things people gave a lot of feedback on is how there haven't been very many exciting 4-stars, and they don't want to have this thing where like 5 stars is the only thing it's worth going for, so on and so forth, when it's much easier to attain a 4-star essentially than a 5-star. So essentially, Kuro has listened to that, and they made a character for ice people that like has many different things. In fact, she honestly has more going on than other ice characters.
Oh, come on.
But what do you call it? I think also this character is also that. Lumi is playing off of that because the fact that she has like an amazingly good AoE broadsword combo, and she also has this.
Catman 11,234 said, "Why do all these rodents have whole bakeries?" Also, the audio while she's hopping on the mouse is a bit much.
Is it a lot? Oh, you mean it's loud?
McFlufferkin said, funny. The effort she makes with that attack feels less forced, yet more suggestive, than Camelia's sexually charged script.
Yeah, maybe,
Lone
yeah.
Syndicate said, you the one trying to get the angle GRINN. I am just giving advice.
Well, I could be bad and you could be good, but if we're both bad, then we're just going downhill. We need to balance each other out. Anyways, this. Okay, so so we use her Y, and now she becomes a Gatling gun. Look at that, dude. That's so fun. So she becomes Sonic whenever we use enough energy. And I think we can hit it again to do a big hit. Okay, so that's really fun. Fuck, man, that's so good. It's a character that basically has like a passive effect that creates a drone that can just shoot shit. I don't know if it stays with you. It should probably stay with you. But then you can switch back to her and use it again to get like an amplification on your melee bonus. That's like a really clever way of doing like a support character that if you want, you can actually burn the support capability to do damage if you only had the support character. Like that would be a way to be able to do DPS and also keep her good, and also gives her a lot of like longevity in the future, you know? What's her ult do?
Squeaky! Get him, buddies!
Damn! Okay, so the dude just comes out to play. I probably should have saved it for this. And we can run around. Oh, we cannot attack when we do this. We can only like dash into people maybe, or dodge? Yeah, we have no melee. And what if I stop running? Oh no, I need to run in order to have it. Got it. And I can do this.
Squeaky, clear the way.
So you build up energy when you do that too. That's a pretty heavy hitting ult, even though she's only level 80, and I'm assuming her skills are not built out. That's yeah. So you have this like main damage thing, and I think if I activate it again, oh, I see. So it's left side, right side. Interesting. I don't know exactly how that's working, but it's definitely powerful. It's definitely
This must be where Tang Tang crashed. I need to find her first. Foulet's package can wait. Why are there tacit discords here? Where is Tang Tang? Is she?
Squeaky, alert!
And this.
Squeaky, protect the cargo!
What if we do the classic thing? What does that look like? Let's see. Oh, this. Melee. Melee some more. Reach. Oh, you son of a bitch. Bounce, 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 bounce. This.
Squeaky, get him, buddies!
Yeah, I don't know if I'm playing particularly well. Perhaps we just do this. Yeah, so he does auto attack if you're just, so I think this is where you could switch off to another character. Oh. Ooh, there's Rover, baby.
End has come.
When synced energy is full, get to activate that. Okay, how does one do that? Okay.
Squeaky, protect
the
cargo!
one button that was never acquired. What does that mean? Cast the support resonator liberation. Got it.
The hour is upon us.
So he uses his
we
ult.
Promise, we deliver.
Ooh, that's so fun.
I sense your weakness.
How do I... Oh, so it goes into like a time dilation state too. That seems a wee bit OP. Man. I'm trying to... There. I was trying to click that open. Deal damage to accumulate sync energy. When link energy is full, get ready to activate a dream link. Successfully dodging and counterattacking provides sync energy. Oh boy, I dodge like all the time. And constantly sync that up. Hell yeah. When sync energy is full, casting any resonator liberation to enter the elusive sync state. Okay, and then I can spend it with my RT ability. The elusive sync only lasts 10 seconds. If you don't cast the next resonator thing, liberation, within the time limit, you lose all sync energy. Okay, so you have to play that by ear. Got it. Casting resonator liberation while in the elusive realm sync trigger. The dream state activates the link field. When the link field is active, all team members activate attack, critical rate, and critical damage are significantly boosted, while resonator skill cooldown are greatly reduced. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Okay, cool.
Lone Syndicate said Lumi and Yinlin on a team I bet would go crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. No kidding.
Catman 11234 said, on a date with this rodent bitch and she said I look squeaking, BRB gonna go end it all.
McFluffikins said Lumi's VA understood the assignment. Camellia comes across more like Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey.
I was gonna say, man, what do you call it? She, again, like I said, it's definitely a disconnect. Because like when we first seen her and we heard her voice, I was like, oh, not again. Where they fucked up the matching of it. But then as time goes on, you're like, it still knows what it's aiming for, which is to be like wholesome, sweet, and like peppy, like a good boss, like a really like that coworker you have that's like always trying her best and like inspirational in a sense, you know. That kind of vibe, and it's endearing. Even though she could have like a British accent, she could have an Irish accent, it doesn't matter because she knows that's the character she's trying to like hit, you know. I guess I'm on TTS time. Yeah, sometimes it also eventually I think like lags out a little bit. Sometimes I think he had passed. I think he had passed it. What do you mean? What is the second part of this? So it boosts the attack, it cool down your abilities too. Stratagem zone is generated immobility. Enemy within the link field. Nearby enemies are pulled towards your resonator upon activation. Oh wow! So there's also like a singularity effect that's huge for my for Camilla. When the link ends, your team gains continuous HP recovery. This has got to be on like a fucking monster cooldown though, dude, because that sounds really good. Like a little too good. Yeah, we were gaining health regen that whole time. I don't want to not play her, man. Hey! I will say her kit's different in a weird way. Like I don't know. I think she switches between like damage phases and like support phases, and it's yeah, yeah. I want to see what she is when she's playing with like Rover.
Ah, your hair, Lumi. I've been looking for you.
Ooh, that's a good ass voice actor. That sounds crisp.
Looking for me? I should be the one saying that. I heard you had an accident.
A small scratch, no biggie. I was worried you might run into a tacit discord, so I came looking for you.
Thanks. I'm fine. Let me help you with the delivery.
Her jacket looks fire, dude.
It's okay. The address is around here somewhere. It won't take long.
But you're hurt. You relax and let me handle it, all right?
I can manage, really. You have your own tasks to do. I can even help you later when I'm done.
McFluffikins said this NPC sounds like Lumi putting on a slightly different voice.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it is.
I know, and you've been doing great. I just want to lighten the load.
I like how like, yeah, a person being pulled into like a spectral realm is just like, yeah, the packages kind of just started to, it is what it is. It's just like, what? Or it's crazy.
Don't worry. I'll catch up with you after I finish this order.
I'll be honest, guys. I try not to acknowledge it, but holy motherfuck, dude, that character looks like that's insane. Like the ass cheeks are wild. I'm sorry, it's like a solid 3 inches away from the person's natural mass. Is all I'll say. The camera angles are wild.
Okay.
I honestly think it's beating the shit out of Zenless. Like, Zenless is on the nose, but these people are like
Catman
playing
11,234 said, catch me ordering 30 packages just to have Lumi visit me.
Thank you, Tang Tang. I mean it.
Oh.
And you, Rover.
Cute. I don't even think you noticed how I was here, but okay. I thought I was like a ghost for a second there. Oh no! This is the last time I'll be able to see your kit. I hate it. And boom, 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 boom. I wonder how good that damage was. We were fighting a boss, so we couldn't really see it. But she has this state, which I think is where she summons that little guy, and now I can attack. Oh, that's what it is. Not that I can't attack. It's that we attack with the little guy. With the little guy. So when we start running, he also auto-attacks. Got it. So she is like a weird range character.
McFlufferkin said Lumi's definitely my favorite character design in this game.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Her bottoms accentuate details quite well. It's similar to the mod I use for Chingy that gives her a jacket and full yoga pants.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think this character is like it's freaky S tier shit, like where she is just everything, the color palette, the weirdness. It's just all and then they're like, you know what they fucking love? They're gonna love this fucking Irish accent, and you're like, yeah, actually, it's pretty good. Well, that was fun. Jealous for anyone who's playing Lumi who has an Electro team. But I have kind of settled into the land of crazy, annoying stalker lady who is, you know, yeah. But hey, she is fully sent, I'll be honest. She is like a ravaging monster, but hey.
Oh, hi, you're here.
Also, I would like to also throw out there that if you happen to be one of these people who have an Electro team, you have a free, good Electro DPS guy who does cube stuff. And then if you happen to get the Puppet Lady, awesome. If you happen to have Kilcharo and replace that cube boy, you can have that too. But the point I'm trying to get at is if you did get this character, she is a speed, like, movement-based character. So, like, the fact that you have a character that is not only a support, that also can do damage, that also is giving you a really nice effect that you can, like, run up walls and, like, sprint across really fast, is nice for traversal. So, a real stacked character. Damn it. Limmy, thank goodness you're safe.
Do you know what? I had a dream just now. And guess what? You were in it.
Oh, shit. Wait, guys, did you see that the fucking,
McFlufferkin said, behold, laser gerbil. It's a gerbil that shoots lasers, also inflates into an exercise ball for a light bulb mouse to bounce away on.
It's a whole chaos world. I was gonna say, do you guys see the How to Train Your Dragon live action? How do you feel? I think I normally hate the live action thing, right? Like, it's like, why make a live action of something that's already so good? Yada yada yada. I don't know, man. I kind of don't mind that. I think I just love How to Train Your Dragon so much that I'm like, if I get more How to Train Your Dragon, I'm not pissed, you know. And we'll see. Especially if they do a good job about like giving, like doing more than just what was already there. Like if they add like emotional depth to scenes where like him and his dad are having a conversation or all these things, I'm actually more open to it. But yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm a minority in that. I feel like most people are like, don't make a fucking sequel to it, and then, but I'm like, I think I'd be more okay with them making a live action series of it, not rather than a movie. That way you could have more time to like go into all of these things, and they have like a Netflix series of the animation of it, but it's not quite it doesn't hit quite as hard.
My team members were asking for help, but I couldn't get to them. I kept getting blocked or showing up too late. I was so worried, thinking that they might be disappointed or not need me anymore.
Oh?
But later, I managed to find a girl who'd got into an accident. I don't know how, but I felt like you were guiding me. Talking with her, it made me see how important it is to support each other.
Cute.
I helped my team, and they helped me right back. I think that's where I found the strength to escape that nightmare. I wouldn't have realized this without your help.
McFlufferkin said, in fact, I find DreamWorks gets a bit too uncanny with the skin textures of their 3D animation, that it's more off-putting seeing this caricature of a human with actual skin complexions.
Yeah. I have not, but DreamWorks isn't terrible when it comes to live action movies and remaking, unlike Disney. Yeah, I was about to say they did like the Lion King, and you see like legit like lions with crazy fur and shit, and you're like, yeah, I'm not sure I like this. So wait, she did not. I guess it all felt like a dream to both of us, and then we were just kind of helping her through. Dude, I'm so happy I'm playing this on PC. You can see like the fucking collarbone crazy depth and shit of like that thing. The detail in this game is pretty good. Again, I think it just came from Genshin that was like it's supposed to run on a phone, whereas these devs I think have actually made it. Okay, that's too much. Have actually made it so you can see like the sheen on like the gold.
Said The Lion King live action should have just been a 3D CG movie with a more stylized look.
Thanks a lot.
Well, it's such a weird thing to like remake. I could see if you were like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. It's weird to make like pet things real. That's odd to me. Like 101 Dalmatians, you're gonna have like real like fake looking dog things, like mouths moving and shit. You're like, ugh, I don't know if I like this. I think that it really leans itself to being like a drawn. You can talk?
Only a bit.
Got it.
Some noir breaks into world. My authority. Lost.
Okay.
Many places. Gateway open. Enter and fight.
All I care is about Lumi. Is Lumi okay?
You saw Illusia, not real Lumi.
Oh.
She is safe. Don't worry.
This kid who is playing this is killing it, but we all know it's actually a fully grown woman who's just making her voice sound that way, which is also uncomfortable.
No energy left.
You're gonna sleep?
Can't talk. Stop disaster. I trust you.
We can stroke the white cat. We can stroke him. Oh, cat go burr. All that. Not our cat. That cat.
Hasn't had any dreams since visiting Whining Alex's mire. And the illusion I just saw of her. If this has been going on for a while, Lumi might not be the only one trapped here.
Ooh, we're gonna find other people?
She dreams about her team. But what about the others?
Oh man, this is so dude, I'll be honest, after I was at a low point after doing the story of Camilla, sorry. This is the story I remember. This is the same vibe that like of quality that I'm used to with the Shorekeeper story, which again was Fluff mentioned was like forced. It's part of the main story. But this is beautiful, like gorgeous. It's also Christmassy because it's like snowy and shit outside. Like this is hitting. This feels like what is that goddamn movie called? Everyone always calls it Cursed. I still love it. It's like
McFluffykins said in my modded Skyrim, you can actually pet the dogs, cats, and such.
Ooh, cute. What was I was gonna say? The movie that everyone always hates. They say it looks cursed, but I think it's just like a S-tier Christmas movie. It's about a train. It's got really weird CGI characters, which yes look like nightmare fuel, but if you sink into the story, it gets good. The Polar Express. This gives me a Polar Ass Express vibe. Thank you, Fluff. Got me. Just as the synapse hit my brain. But yes, Polar Express. What do you call it? Apparently they're remaking it as like an actual full-on movie, which I probably think is probably for the best, so long as they don't change the overall story beats. I think it'll be a good movie. But yeah, that's a good example of like we could make a live action.
Between
they're probably for the best, actually.
I should try to smile.
But man, I said that we would play, what do you call it, Zenless. So I think we should probably switch over to Zenless. But I do think we will play a little bit more of Wuthering Waves, because this is kind of what I was hoping for, and I'm annoyed that it took us this long to get it. But I want to go in that door. God damn it. Anyways, but let us switch over to Zenless as we are, as we've gotten to experience cute mouse thing lady, who's perhaps the best example of a character done right in this game. And again, she's part of the main story, so it's probably to be expected that we're like, yeah, yeah, that I should have been like, hey, yeah, that's what I'm used to. And then this fucking side story with this crazy bitch. I do think that is the only weakness I've seen in Kuro's roster, though, is sometimes their voice actors are a little like, it feels very third-rate weirdness, you know? Even though, like, again, they like, it seems like they blow their budget on like the artifacting of like light and like the design of levels, and then they're like, yeah, the voice actor, pay him $1 from Fiverr, fuck it, get him in here. It's like, what? Stop. Although I do think it's also probably a lack of direction, like because probably a lack of direction in the fact that each team is working on like side stories versus mainline stories. The mainline stories do have like good direction. Like I think Lumi is a good example of that working in a weird way. But ladies and gentlemen, now we embark on another journey, a journey where we are going to start to prep for the boy that wears a leather jacket. I got a fucking Amber Alert that was just a test. Does anyone else get those in your country? Fucking annoying. Basically like a thing your phone is like, hey, there's a serial killer around your neighborhood. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Or it's like, there's a kid who just got abducted 1,000,000 towns away from you. And I'm like, what? I don't leave my house, dude. I'm not going to be helpful to you. Where is the thing? Okay. So, I just finished off having enough of the one thing for good old lighter. Storage.
Gnawing Fetus said, I turn off all the emergency alerts.
You can do that? I don't think they let you do that in Canada. Yeah. There's no option, I don't think, to say, like, don't bother me. Nope. Nope, fuck you. It doesn't give me that option. Where is it this? I have 9 of these bad boys. Little hamster cages. Where is the thing I'm looking at? This. Yeah, we need, for lighter, we need 60 of these bad boys. We also need 9 of these. We should be able to get that this week.
Catman 11,234 said, no more cute Welsh dump truck mouse? Unsubscribe.
Well, I wanted to continue it, man, but I feel like I would be a liar. The whole fucking stream is called, it will play fucking this game. So, even though I regret not doing that sooner, doing the main story, it's a bullet we're going to have to take. Tomorrow we'll play it. We'll continue with the escapades of a cute mouse. Okay, so what's the next most important thing to prepare for? Probably that. We need the stunner material. We need around 30 of that, then that. Okay. Wow, I have a lot of that. I guess we should forge or like craft stuff.
Lone Syndicate said, well, ZZZ just have a cute dump truck mouse.
I wouldn't say cute. I would say heavy dump truck ass mouse. Cat, see? There's plenty of other mouse stuff here. Okay? Relax. All right. I want to see if I go to this. There we go. No, that's not how we do it. How would I? No. How do you enter the crafting stage?
Let me finish.
I guess I could just go to...
Awaiting further instructions.
Do I have another stunner here?
And you... So, I'll help you win.
Oh, also, this is probably really loud. Sorry. I forgot. Yeah, we're not doing story-focused stuff anymore. Let's turn that down a little bit. Who was the stunner again?
Ready for...
How can I shall follow you.
Wanna go office? Is it work
Catman 11,234 said, that's a rat.
A mission?
That is true. That is true. You're not wrong. It is a rat. We've leveled up to mouse to rat.
Call me anytime.
I mean, as far as personality goes...
McFlufferkins said Ambi is the other stunner.
Ambi.
Lone Syndicate said, I don't think Kat was here when we watched the Jane Doe demo trailer.
You know, Kat was not. Kat would understand the power of a mouse. But I will say, as far as, like, Jane Doe, if you had to choose between Jane Doe or the one character, Jane Doe is unequivocally more Harada, all right? But I don't know if she would be wifey material. I mean, whereas this other mouse seems to be pretty... I feel like you could have a good life. You know what I mean? Anyway, crap. All right, let's do this. We are going to try to spend as much... Oh, I don't have any, actually. Okay, so we need to build that from back up. What was I seeing then? I thought I seen like a bunch of like green tiers of hammers, but perhaps I'm insane. Anyways, let's go get some stuff.
Standing by.
We need to get our coffee, which will give us more energy in the game. But yeah. Nog says, yeah, at least in the U.S., it's kind of complicated to get to. Oh, I see. Yeah. I'm sure you could figure out how to like turn off a notification. I just feel like it's kind of like made to not be easy to be like, yeah. The issue with Polar Express is the uncanny valley and how much of the characters are just Tom Hanks. Otherwise, it's not a bad film. I have fond memories of watching it in a group. Yeah. To me, I don't know. I find it's not Polar Express. To me, it didn't trigger as much of the uncanny valley effect because of its like whimsical, like spirit. I guess like it felt very Heart of Christmas vibe, you know. So I guess my body was like, this isn't a threat. You know what I mean? Like this is kind of okay. It's also like a really good story. Like the way it foreshadows things, the way it kind of all comes together. I feel like is a really good idea of like. The whole story feels solid, you know? It feels like nothing surprising. The ending, you're like, this feels right. Yeah. But I feel like Christmas movies sometimes be like,
McFlufferkin
the
said
Heart of
Shinny's
Christmas.
Shorts make it less prominent, but she's rocking similar cake to Lumi.
Oh, I would say that she is rocking 5 times more cake than Lumi, but she doesn't have the style game like Lumi, I don't think. What is this also? Have you heard word? Not yet. I just wanted to get my thing. I guess I have a hang-up mission with her, I guess. Cool. I'm not sure if I answered the right thing, but hey. Good. I finally did Quincy's like thing where she could actually watch the shop now, and holy shit, dude. She got some nice benefits to watching the shop. Tiny robot android girl who has bow staff.
Catman 11,234 said, "Yay, looking at these characters. I'd say Z's has more Hadada type characters than Wuwa."
Oh yeah, I think it'd be hard to find like a lot of Hadada for Wuwa. Not hard to find, sorry. I just think it'd be significantly less. Zenless very much leans in to all matters of Cat says all the Ronin have acid at least is consistent. Lumi is Scottish and other MPs sound Welsh. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Jane Doe is the type to have.
McFlufferkin said when you progress enough, you eventually get to auto-fill the story with the correct tapes each day.
Oh, no way, really? I feel like I maxed out my store. Maybe I could auto do that.
Syndicate said, if you want good Hadada of Wuwa, look on DeviantArt.
Relax, guys. Relax. YouTube is watching, okay? This. We also have this event that's been going for quite a while. We finally got enough of that. Nice. Bingo! Ha! Whopping 30! Wow! 30, thank you so much. Let's go get some of this stunner material. Jane Doe is great, but I prefer Lumi's design over a short stack.
McFlufferkin said Jane Doe would also be the one flirting up a storm with Lumi, like her animated teaser and that Neps driver.
Yeah, no, that's probably true too.
Catman 11,234 said, "Grin, be careful, or the old Discord channels will be exhumed from their graves."
Can we not? Oh man, I gotta use washer, but I was gonna say, actually I don't need to use washer, I'm fine. But I was gonna say, that was always one of the things that, that was always one of the things that to me I was like, oh no, because my face is on this, you know, like if someone ever found my channel and like went into the Discord and was like, woo, you got some stuff, boyo, on here, and I'm like, ooh, oh no, I don't give my name, but still something to think about and be like, perhaps we should be a little bit more coy about things, you know. Let me show you the cat, Catman, or the rat, Catman. Yeah, it's fine. We'll do that. I've kind of went back to my Ellen team, to tell you the truth. I like the gameplay of hers a lot, but I don't actually. Yeah, I feel like I got myself. I found artifacts that give me a lot better anomalies, so she can do more damage. But I find it's what is it called? I don't know. I feel like almost some of my previous artifacts were actually better. I mean, you're not really able to see a lot because it's just a lot of zippy zappy, this and that happening. Well, we can do some of this. Run it on fumes.
McFlufferkin said similar to the Dada artists, it's less fun when you're spending all of your time managing it.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Take it easy.
Hurry up, give me my damn shield. There we go. Now we got some attack increase. Hurry up. Bang. This.
No escape.
This. And this.
Courage is power.
Knowledge is too.
Ha! Dunzo.
Catman 11234 said he meant that one of the old channels was specifically Fluff's place to post stuff.
Yes. Well, there was two places. I think it was two people really going hard in the paint. And yes.
Lone Syndicate said day 27 of trying to get more crit damage on my Ellen.
Ooh, more crit damage? Man, I feel like this game is tough when it comes to... I haven't really felt like in Zenless, I'm finally starting to understand the artifact system to where I'm like, oh, okay. And in this game, it's still like classic Mihoyo stuff where you're like, man, it's you just fall to ruin so fast. You know what I mean? Like, I think if I look at my...
Touch me.
I have 428 anomaly. Too much, and it still feels like it takes forever to detonate the goddamn anomaly. Maybe I should use this guy again who buffs general anomaly, but who knows. But my Ellen, yeah, what do you call it? I don't know how to get more crit. Like, I don't know how people get more crit on their characters. It feels almost like cheating, yeah. Because I feel like everything I have, I guess you could just get one to like crit damage, but then I gotta keep going for the same artifact of ice? Ha! I was also designated with maintaining all of the channels. There was
Catman 11234 said, does this game not do skins?
It doesn't, but there is a very fervent modding community that lets you like skin the shit out of the character, and by that I also mean make them naked. But yeah, that is also a thing that exists. Perks of modding, all that. But yeah, to my surprise, that is a fervent community that actually is shocking how like it is taken off so well. Actually, it's not shocking given the context of what I just said, but yeah. Now, maybe now that I look at these things, there's a lot to be improved. There's not a lot of crit damage popping into the same thing. But maybe if you kept getting crit damage, you'd have like just a demonstrous character. But it's tough because I feel like I want to be prepping for lighter, you know? Perhaps I could give the...
Lone Syndicate said my Ellen only got 141% crit damage as it's mostly a character kit flaw considering she give herself well over 60% crit rate, I think.
Yeah, you should probably... Yeah, you're just trying to... The only thing you're looking for is like critical damage just to sync up, you know? But that's something that I think I probably should think about a lot. But what are we doing? Let us go back to burden resin. Agents. Nope, sorry, wrong buttons. This. We also have some events to crack on through, so there is that.
McFlufferkin said Genshin, Wu-Wa and ZZZ all have the same sort of modding tools. ZZZ modding scene is definitely the most unhinged on its horniness.
Which is not surprising, given the community that they have kind of used. But yeah, this is what I want to show you guys. This is what I thought was interesting, where maybe this is not going to be able to show it as easily, but I was surprised where like the team synergy stuff doesn't matter sometimes, where like it's sometimes the bonuses that the characters provide by themselves can stack better than the like sub bonuses. I guess it's when like everything stacks together that's kind of amazing.
Ready. At your service.
Lone Syndicate said also bring your Jane Doe at almost 200 ammo. That makes your anomaly do more damage and with the rate which the anomaly builds up.
1 second. Oh, I shouldn't have. Yeah, I don't have my shield going, which is the only issue. There we go. Now we have a shield going.
Home is where the
boom.
head is? Get back. Get lost.
should be dead. All right, what was said? Lone says, Grin, your Jane Doe has almost 200 AM. AP makes your anomaly do more damage. AM is the... Yeah, I know. But you can't get any more elemental mastery than I have on her already. So I think anomaly mastery lets you detonate or apply more anomaly. And then anomaly... anomaly proficiency
Catman
lets you do more anomaly damage when it detonates.
Said Grin, random question, do you ever want to play any of the new Far Cry games? Are they on your when I have time list?
We play a lot of Far Cry games.
Said an Shinio alternative that gives her a nice jacket, full pants, and some other tweaks that don't just look like she's borrowing Zhu Yuan's.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I was gonna say I played. I love Far Cry. We played probably every Far Cry except for the third and the. No, we haven't played the Pagan Min one on here. I played a lot of the Far Cries. The only one I haven't played is the recentest one, the DLC equivalent, where it's like it's the apocalypse version of Far Cry 6 or no 5. That's what it was. I also played the one with the like, what is it called? Like the sun person. The issue with Far Cry 2, man, is the same issue with Ubisoft, where it's like. And apparently Ubisoft's getting their head out of their ass. So like every investor call is basically them like, we need to fix all of our shit because like something's clearly broken and not working anymore. So to me, I don't know, man. I really wish Ubisoft would like, it sounds stupid, but I would be like, at this point in the like the 6th or 7th genre of the game, I would be super open to Ubisoft doing something like with weapon degradation again, like Far Cry 2. Or something like that. I would be open for them just to do like a heavy swing and to like reformat the structure of the game, kind of. Hopefully it's in a way that I like, rather than like I feel like the jump that AC made to its kind of like more leveling system and all that stuff didn't really connect with me. I still like the system of Assassin's Creed feeling weighty and like one-on-one instances were still very popular. So I'm just worried. I still like Far Cry. I'm a big Far Cry fan. I just worry about what the next game is going to have and if it's going to excite me enough to want to play it. Because the previous game, Far Cry is always fun, but it always makes me like it asks so much time of you, and it all doesn't build anywhere. Like if Far Cry was like a true RPG where like you could come up with builds that like genuinely changed the way you played and like gave you crazy cooldowns so you could just spam abilities, or you could call in airstrikes constantly, or your gun damage was so fucking ludicrous that you could just split cars in half, like something. Or if they stopped being like, hey, get a little high and you get a little numb to pain, so here's like a statistical bonus of 10% less damage taken to you. Instead of them being like what, and this is kind of what I've always dreamed the Far Cry game to be, is for them to basically merge Far Cry 1 and Far Cry 2. So I would love like a game that doesn't hold your hand and has realistic things like weapon degradation, so long as you could like, it doesn't become painful just to be able to exist in that world. It still would be cool to like, oh, I should head back to my base to get like a reset on my weapons, so that they like are doing the best amount of damage possible. Maybe you have a build that like eats your weapons durability like crazy, but allows you to fucking like split people in half. Awesome. But the other part of Far Cry that I really want them to do is stop pussyfooting around the fact that we're basically mutants already. Like, you're taking drugs and you're getting tattooed and you can do these unhuman things. Just make me a fucking mutant. Just let me do weird shit like jump across the map, just like you've done with the Assassin's Creed games, essentially. Or like, by the time we got to Connor's quest or story, he was a fucking animal. Like, he was literally jumping like 10 feet distances, like with one leg, firing off, like tying people to like trees, like killing 5 people at once kind of shit. I want them to get to that point. Hopefully it's a building aspect, so like you start off as a bog standard guy and then you infect the ever-living shit out of your body with like mutation nonsense, drugs, whatever, this new serum, and you become more and more monstrous. And then you can even harken back to the same story kind of beats of Far Cry 3, which was everyone's favorite Far Cry, where like the main guy is becoming a monster as time goes on. But that's always my dream of Far Cry, is basically to have like a really good RPG build system in it, where like you can get crazy, and ideally that is enabled by like mutation, like the fact that we become a mutant and we can do weird shit and like jump very far and all that stuff. And then the third is to have like a realistic grounded feeling of it, rather than you taking on like attack helicopter patchies with like an SMG and like flying across the like on the back of a car, taking down like 1,000 soldiers, and you're like, we're massacring a whole ass population. Like, what is going on? Yeah. And I'm fine if we get there, but let's, like, build to get there and not just be like, I'm just a guy out here slaughtering nations. Like, yeah, golly. And Ubisoft's like, it'd make, like, such a cool set piece. And I'm like, yeah, but where do we go from here, man? The channel has moved to VR or a gotcha. I mean, kinda. This channel is basically like streaming stuff. This is kind of why we're doing the month of streaming. It's to kind of get a gauge on what you guys like most and where we should take our streaming channel. And our VR channel is kind of just like, at this point, it's whatever I kind of can scrap together and create, and hopefully it be good for like years to come. That's the idea for the My Palace Smash channel, is for it to be like videos that I would look back on in a year and be like, I still like this. I think this is still fun. This is a good video. We might have to do more of that
Only
one thing.
Brave will win.
Yeah, let's just dump all of our resin into that today. This, go. Before we go, let me do this, and then we're not going, by the way. We're going into the encounter. Yeah, we'll keep that going. Fluff, have you checked out? Ubisoft has gone downhill, says Fluff, by a lot lately. So until they improve stuff and probably properly improve it, rather than cannibalizing the same thing over and over again, we'll probably consider playing them. Yeah. It's one of those things where I think a lot of people are on standby mode with Ubisoft, where they're like, I don't want to, like, it's at such a point where most people are like, I just need you to change. So I might actually just, like, forget about you for your own good, which is sad, because Ubisoft has gave me much entertainment over the years. So I don't want to, like, throw them away, but I do want them to, like, stop doing something that everyone has, like, said you stop doing for, like, years. As an avid AC fan, they killed my interest in Shadow with the nonsense and disrespect they've shown so far. Yeah, I've heard people say a lot of stuff about those things. A cat says, Fluv, have you checked out the recent Japanese-style Assassin's Creed? I haven't been. I'm wondering if it's part of the whole new Revolution game design. Oh, you already answered my question.
Catman 11234 said Ubisoft is the toxic ex you thought you'd start a family with. Sad face.
Only for them to be a wretched kind. Anyways, I like the look of the combat, possibly the best it's been in a while, but everything else instills Japanese culture and history, and it is just not what I wanted from an AC game set in Japan. Yeah, I will say that seems to be a sentiment for I've seen it for a lot of people. I don't exactly.
McFlufferkin said got my Steam key for Atlas Early Access, but I won't be able to redeem it quite yet. It's due to release on the 22nd for $9.99 USD.
What's Atlas? What's that? Anyways, yeah, a lot of people, regardless of how I feel, a lot of people do feel very slighted by choices made from that game and all that stuff. So that's all that really matters when it comes to game sales and stuff like that, is the overarching feeling of the community. I still have a sneaky suspicion that I think Assassin's Creed Shadows will still make a lot of money, because like it's one of the things that even though people have an issue with Ubisoft, a lot of people still buy their games, just like most people pay for Call of Duties every year. And FIFAs and stuff like that. There's like a certain niche group of the gaming space and community that focus on just that, you know? It's kind of whatever feels familiar to them.
This'll be trouble.
But of course, every company wants endless growth, so it ends up being kind of a shit show as far as that's concerned.
Avoid it. Out of the way. Get lost.
Okay, what was the last Ubisoft game you really connected with, Kat, though? If I think back to mine,
McFlufferkin said, I grew up loving Ubisoft games, all the way back to the original Virtual Pet series on PC.
I didn't even know that one.
So it's definitely disappointing to see how far they've fallen from grace nowadays.
Yeah, and I think Ubisoft was always one of those companies that, like, people appreciated the fact that they were so consistent. You could always get one like every 2 or 3 years, and you always knew kind of what it was going to be. But if you did that for fucking like 8 years, man, that becomes a bad thing. Like we're like, there's no more like spice to life anymore. Like you're like, we know what we're gonna get. You know. I would say the last game from Ubisoft that I really enjoyed, I think was Assassin's Creed. I think it's 3 with Connor. No, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I'd say I felt like a 10 when it comes to my enjoyment of that game. I would say like I rated a 10, but I would say I feel like it's a 10.
Catman 11,234 said Far Cry 5 was the latest one. I liked the story, and I've actually visited that part of America to backpack,
cool.
so it was fun to be a gun-shooting American. Assassin's Creed 3 was my original Ubisoft love.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed 3 was your first thing. I would say to me it was Ubisoft. That was when Ubisoft was on like a good streak to me, where like I thought Assassin's Creed 3 was awesome. I love Black Flag.
Said latest Ubisoft game I resonated with most was AC Origins. Valhalla is still a game I need to finish and play the DLCs. Origins was something that just hit all of the right chords for me.
Yeah, with the Egypt and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel the Egypt thing to me is also one of the more sad ones. Like the Egypt and the Japan one to me is sad because like I'm sad that like the things that I was so excited to play when I was playing Assassin's Creed 3 was like everyone always dreamed of like Assassin's Creed when they hit up Japan, you become like a ninja. Like imagine that. And then Assassin's Creed when you get into like Norse Vikings sieging a castle and shit like that. How cool would that be? Maybe you get like mysticism in there where you're painting your face full of shit and voodoo and all that stuff. It'd be awesome. And just to see like when those games finally got their chance to be revealed, Assassin's Creed made this massive gameplay shift and kind of forgot about the whole process of you being an assassin and like you being trained by these warriors of death and you being like able to nuke shit. And instead it kind of became like, it's more like an action game where you're just out here fucking people up and like if you want, you can like hide in a bush and go like, and then they come at you and you're like, okay, stab you in the neck. Okay, but like it's just there for fluff. It's not actually there for like substance. It's just there to fill the gap, I guess. Which to me I felt like was a bit disappointing. Also, we have 15k points saved for good old Lighter. Hopefully he comes home, although I have, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about the past events that we've had to experience.
Touch my tip. Only. Let me finish.
Use this.
Ready for combat.
Is there not? Yeah, there. Craft. All right, so we need a total of 30 of these ones, and I don't know. Oh, we don't even have the. Well, we only need 4 ones, so it's not terrible. Yeah, I think another day of resin into that, and we'll be good. And then we need to start. Oh wow, why do I have so many of these? Since when do I have so many burn chips? That's wild. How many do I actually need total? I think you need a lot, though. I think that's the thing. Yeah, you need 250. Shit. 250 of them bad boys. Yay. I think this also is the list of, like, the special cages that you'll also need. So I don't think it's, like, it's not the best gauge. I will use the washroom, but then we will continue with doing some of the events that I haven't tapped into yet. Hopefully I haven't missed out on too much. Moonlight Torch. What should we do, guys? What of all the events for Zenless? What should we do? Valhalla looked interesting. How is it? It's good. I still think I follow under the category of it's a good action game. It shouldn't be called Assassin's Creed whatsoever. But that's me. I thought that ever since the Egyptian shit. The Egyptian shit was a little less egregious to me, but yeah. It very much feels like a really good. It's the same issue as like a Dragon Age Inquisition is being judged by an RPG when you have like no autonomy in the story. It's kind of like you're just building your character and you have like 3 paths that you can build. To me, an RPG will always be like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls or Oblivion, where you can make certain choices and they actually kind of have some effect, and
Lone
you have
Syndicate
many different ways to go.
Do Virtual Battlefield Mayhem.
Okay, I'll do that. Virtual Battle Hit Mayhem. We'll do that. So also, it's almost over. It's a good thing you mentioned that. Last week, Fluff says definitely more ARPG sequels, and Assassin aspect is benched for the most. But yeah. It's funny because Mirage, I think, sold pretty okay, even though it was not exactly what they promised at all. Like, it was not yeah. I think if they remastered Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I think they'd get like a very strong message of like what the community wants, I think. But maybe I get it. Maybe that's not the case. But that's what I think. I think that's what the community wants. Kat says, it's there for you, buddy. Fluff says, well, jokes aside. Wait, let me see. Fluff says, it's just a sandbox open world game is so massive and repetitive that it becomes exhausting. I was about to say, yeah, that's the main thing with Valhalla. I think Fluff was mentioning, I've heard other people say, which is like, it's just, Valhalla is exhausting. Like, it is the best example of, like, even the story, which usually the thing that people kind of like to kind of, like, dabble in when you're sick and tired of doing, like, a bunch of weird collecting shit and killing random people kind of thing. It's nice to go into the story to kind of take a break. People are like, the story's too much. Like, it's a fucking long-ass story. I think the story for like, Assassin's Creed is, like, 40 hours. Even if you're watching, like, Assassin's Creed the movie, I believe it's, like, a lot. Like, it's just a lot of cutscenes, which is cool if you really like the Assassin's Creed lore. But, like, if you kind of departed ever since Desmond died, like I have, You guys remember that name? Desmond Miles?
McFlufferkin said, having finished Veilguard, I'd say it's still a Dragon Age game. As far as story and narrative continuation from Inquisition, Trespasser DLC.
Oh, wow, really? I feel like that's the one thing that I've heard people, like, largely agree with, which is, like, what do you call it? It's not... maybe I guess that doesn't mean that. Yeah, people say that it's not an RPG. It feels like an action game more than an RPG. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it can't feel like a Dragon Age game still, but also feel like an action version of a Dragon Age game rather than being that. And it's I seen a video.
Syndicate said, haven't heard that name in a bit.
Yeah, dude. Aiden Pierce, also that. Cole McGrath. I'll be back.
Catman 11234 said, I just recently finished another playthrough of Ass Creed 4. Surprisingly, they incorporated Desmond more than I would have thought. It's also a much sadder story than I remembered. Rip Kid.
McFlufferkin said, a game like AC Valhalla pretty much requires you to focus on it solely as your game for the next few months, just to see it through.
Yeah, so this event, by the way, is where we're going to go and we're going to mess with other characters. This is a kind of a good event from the past that we're going to play again, which I quite enjoyed. What are the trial characters? Ooh, we're gonna play Bernice.
Which alias should I use?
I trust my Jane Doe more than your Jane Doe, but I will take Bernice, and I will take you.
So sleepy.
Yes, that will. And we'll take our this person as well. Oh, Mother Mary. Flo says it has pretty important decisions that have noticeable impacts. Early decisions are felt through the to the end in some. Oh wow, really? Okay. I heard the opposite. I heard people say that the last 2 hours feels like that's where all the choices that matter like arrive and you can make them. And if you don't do certain choices beforehand, like the choices that did apparently matter in Veilguard, and I'm not sure how true this is, were like if you don't help this person that says they're gonna die. Like a companion quest, it's like, hey, I'm gonna die if we don't do that. If you don't talk to me soon, and by the time the ending comes, they legit fucking die. Which I mean, sure, but that's not like what I really mean by choices necessarily. I mean by choices by like, hey, what do you call it? There's like you make a friend that's like gonna give you weapon enhancements, stuff like that. Like that's kind of what I mean. Like something I don't know. I guess I always go back to Fable, where it's just like it seems like a very you're gonna do something that's gonna have an effect, and you're like, got it. But I also haven't played Dragon Age Veilguard, so I'm just going off what I've heard other people say and kind of be like, I feel like these are things that made me not standoffish to the game, but made me wonder how that all ends up looking like, you know? Recently, I finished another playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4. Which one is that again? Is that Black Flag? Okay.
Watch your blind spots.
It's a really cool area. Why is the it's all pissy? Why is... Yeah, I don't like that. I forgot we're supposed to switch off her and hit stuff with like you. Damn, they make her good in this.
Have a rest for me.
And this. Is Bernice's thing still present? Hopefully.
The final act begins now.
Bang! So loud. Also, just like, it's so much noise. Nog says, it's a Dragon Age theme action game with RPG mechanics. Yeah, maybe that's the perfect weave. Well, it says, a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla pretty much requires you to focus on solely as a game for the next few months. Just like, damn, that sounds like not appealing.
McFlufferkin said it's very similar to the Mass Effect 2 Impossible mission, which is where I liken Veilguard to most.
Oh!
I liked it, but I also wasn't a fan of Inquisition.
Okay, that makes more sense. So yeah, the Mass Effect 2 is like ending mission, which had like a lot of choices where you had to do everything right in order to get everyone allowed alive. That's kind of more cool. Surprisingly, they incorporated Desmond more than I would have thought. It also much sadder story than I remember. Rip Kid. Yeah, well, man, that was the other thing that made me sad. Was there was a lot of story stuff that happened, like with people coming out of Ubisoft and talking about like the whole Assassin's Creed situation, what happened over the years. And one of them was that they were like had the guy who made it, first of all, the first Assassin's Creed, and I think the second one as well. He got nixed out of the company. Like Ubisoft like took his whole idea, and they wanted to franchise it, even though I don't think he wanted to do that. But then I think the problem came when what do you call it? Eventually, the Desmond story basically didn't fit the franchisation of it. Like they wanted to tell like a story that would pay off in 7 years and not 3. So Desmond's story ended up just basically feeling like hollow. Like you can tell in Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2, and even in Brotherhood, honestly, all the way up to Revelations, you could see them building to something, and then for them to kind of be like, let's just say he dies, and there's like some reference to these like old god people, old technology. All right, now let's move on to the next thing. And it just felt like someone who like crafted a really cool build up, and then like an asshole CEO who's like, just push it, just like wrap that up however you want, and then just move on to the next big thing. And it just felt, it made me mad when I heard like people talk about that's how things were internally in Ubisoft, which made me feel like fuck these people, you know. Anyways, Nog says decent game, but if you full tilt to the Pure Dragon ages ago, you be disappointed. Decent game, but if you want a full tilt Pure Dragon Age game. Oh, I see. Yeah, Nog's saying if you wanted like a true Dragon Age game, you might be a little disappointed. I just think it's one of those things where like I watched a video that I thought was really like it made sense for the whole Dragon Age thing, which is like Dragon Age has always had fairly weak combat, like even as far as its like RTS-ification of its combat and stuff like that. It's never been the highest point of the game series, so it makes sense that that Veilguard is almost a response to that. But it kind of falls apart a little bit when you know that like what happened with Veilguard, where it was first a mobile game, or not mobile game, sorry, a multiplayer game that then they had to like. Well, actually, no, dude, it was first a story-driven RPG. Then it became a multiplayer game, and then other people came forward to kind of try to scrounge it together to try to make it a RPG again, which is why the gameplay is fairly good, but it just seems like kind of a messy thing. So I mean, hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully they get another chance to tell the Dragon Age story, and they listen to the feedback of like, okay, we showed you what like a very poppy and light version of Dragon Age is. I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels weird now that they've done it like this. Like, where, like, would you guys be okay with it going back to dark and gritty? Wouldn't that feel like a little culture shift again? Or like not culture shift, what is it called? A stun? Like, it would be like a heavy amount of contrast? I don't know. I like the Dragon Age that most people fucking despise, which I is like, dang. I don't know nothing, so I like the one with Hawk. I thought Hawk was fun. And everyone's like, it's the worst Dragon Age possible. I'm like, I thought it was fun playing Hawk and then the cool elf guy and a bunch of other shit, like the badass pirate lady. An amazing RPG I would always recommend is Pathfinder Wraith of Righteousness. That sounds like a whole ass thing. What is it? Is it like a first person or third person, or is it top down? Third one, baby. What do we got? We got Bernice. Oh, we're gonna play with the new one, which I don't know if I'm gonna like, but hey, let's go with you, and let's go with.
If you need help, call me any.
Want a new case to solve? You patrol mode activated.
Will that still work?
McFlufferkin said Dragon Age 2 is the most divisive game of the series, at least before Veilguard. However, it's also where most derive the distinctive established look of the series as a whole.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I played a little bit of the first game, and I enjoyed it. But it was in the era of like, it's just, I don't know. When I look back at the era of like Gears of War and shit, it's kind of a blur. I don't know how to describe to you guys, but same thing as Dragon Age. I'm like, I remember it. I like it. It all just feels hard to nail down that time period in my head.
You want a glass of nitro fuel?
Yeah, I want to use her, and I would like to use Bernice because she's great, but I don't know who I need.
Catman 11,234 said Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is Baldur's Gate 3, but without the cutscene style dialogue.
Oh, okay.
Top-down dice roller, famous for having 100+ classes.
Oh, okay.
I adore the gameplay. Big numbers go burr.
Big numbers go burr. I heard a lot of people say something very similar. If you like Baldur's Gate, you like Divinity, Original Sin, stuff like that. Those games as well. But yes, it does. My Inquisition. It's awful. Inquisition was already correct regarding the fate of the main specific character. My intuition was already correct regarding the fate. Ooh, that's interesting. But I didn't boil down to everything point.
McFlufferkin said DA2 established the more alien design of elves and the intimidating designs of the Qunari. It introduced one of the best dwarves in fantasy, alongside some of the best-looking companions.
Hell yeah! I will say, didn't the Qunari kind of revert back to like, some fucking, they must have banged like a really pretty human and then just like stabilized the genetic code, I guess. Gnawing Fetus says, I've been good if, it would have been good if it went back to the Dark Age, so to speak. I like the Dark Age and Gritty. Yeah, I feel like that would probably be for the best if they were to do another Dragon Age, just because that seemed to be... Honestly, the fact that Veilguard even exists, just knowing it's like dev cycle seems hell. Like, just like hell. And the fact that some people are really connecting with it and enjoying with it sounds like A-tier shit. What do I want to do? I don't have any Electro guy to me. Oh, we have this. So yeah, I feel like that's something for it, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get another Dragon Age, to tell the truth. I don't know how... I don't know if it sold very well. I think it sold enough, but I don't know. It's sad because Dragon Age is pretty iconic, and it should be, I think, enjoyed.
My turn.
McFlufferkin said also, most don't remember that Isabella was introduced in DA Origins, and she looked completely different from her depiction in DA2. Her Veilguard cameo is at least feasible to being her older self.
Let's see, is this guy not dying? Why is this guy so tough? I'm probably not using this character correctly. No, I want to do this.
Set in position.
Secure the...
Is it a hold charge thing? How does she work again? I don't know. I forget.
Mind and body.
Very cool. Ah, man, I keep forgetting. Is it Y? There we go. Okay, yeah, so we need it. Yeah. It's making some more sense to me. Not very much more, but some. Sure, we'll do this.
I mean, happy's what counts.
You're headed behind bars.
All right. I was flailing for most of that. I don't know if I got all the things. I think you need to carry like certain. Oh no, we did. Yeah, because we had two of the characters. You need to have like certain characters to like check these off the list, or maybe they don't have that anymore. That's actually pretty huge. But we got S tier. So we're doing okay. What's good, V? V says, what game is this? This game is called Zenless Zone Zero. Very anime gotcha level-based thing. Cat says Pathfinders and Righteous Baldur's Gate 3. Crazy cutscene dialogue, top-down, roll, famous. Oh, that was the game. Yeah, right. Pathfinder. A Pathfinder sounds familiar. Like, it sounds like something I've heard before. DA2 establishes the more alien. Nog says is awesome. Same with Path of Exile. Ooh. Introducing the DA origins, and she looked completely different from her depiction in DA2. Her Veilguard combo is at least feasible to bring her old self. I don't disagree that the gritty and dark tone from Dragon Age has mostly been lost, but that was almost true with Inquisition. Veilguard environments is gorgeous, and the character creator is solid. Yeah, I've heard people. Again, I think to me that when I look at the whole Veilguard situation, like now, especially now that most people, Dios is Divinity Original Sin. What do you call it? To me, it just seems like a thing that we've seen time and time again, which is like it's the same thing that kind of happens with Assassin's Creed people, which is like if you're gonna make this game, don't call it Assassin's Creed. Like it's enough of a deviation that where it would just be. I'd be okay if you were just to make and maybe even if you wanted to like. It's in the same world as Assassin's Creed, and you're going to tie it in later down the line, but none of these companies feel that way. It's always like, no, we're not going to lose out on the brand recognition that we've built up for years, so fuck it. But then you end up just pissing off the people who love the brand, and you end up kind of disintegrating your own brand in a weird way. I don't know. It feels like Veilguard could have been like a really popular RPG if it didn't. I don't know, man. Maybe it wouldn't have succeeded if it didn't. I don't know. I find it just seems like a mess. Like the whole thing seems like a mess, essentially. Like its development seemed like a mess. The results seemed a little chaotic, but it seemed like it connected with people. But I think it's also just because people are starved for like an RPG, dude. I think like that's the other thing is that RPGs are like one of the most beloved things that no company will make anymore, because they require too much creativity to like find out what's a meaningful path of whatever. It's far easier just to like make a linear story and like hire a bunch of CGI artists and just make like their skin textures 10x their quality, and then be like, yeah, and then just fire all the CGI people, those animators and those graphic designers, and just be like, dunno, and then launch the game and you just made a profit. Except it's starting to kind of, I think, fatigue exponentially with people nowadays. Where like I think like games like that have exploded in the last couple of years has been like Genshin or Zenless. Or Wuthering Waves, and games like that, Helldivers.
Flufferkin said, the biggest consideration I have is that Veilguard was the result of salvaging the multiplayer live service game that Dread Wolf was going to be. Mm-hmm. I appreciate it's as good as it is despite that.
Yeah, that's something that they should be commended on for sure. I just wonder, like, I don't see a lot of, like, how do I put it properly? How do I put it, like, for me to kind of get at my point? I don't know if we're going to see another Dragon Age game in any way soon. Like, maybe maybe, I don't know, Fluff, maybe the game ends in, like, a super big moment and they're totally going to pick up from this moment in the next game. Maybe. But I feel like the game, when it's all said and done, left a weird taste in most people's mouth who didn't even play it, which is probably wrong. But from the diehard Dragon Age fans, people who were like loving Dragon Age constantly, they seem to be pretty frustrated. But that doesn't mean they're justified in feeling frustrated necessarily. Maybe it's a great game if you just give it a chance, so on and so forth. But yeah, I think that like if I think about it, I'm like I almost wonder if it was better for this game to not exist, because I think you'd still get another chance at making a full-on Dragon Age without all the fucking clutter and mess. Maybe that's not how things work. Maybe like regardless, EA would be like, we need to recoup our cost. So this thing was just, we're in the hole $200 million, if not more. We need to release this thing just to be able to make up our difference, and then we could try it again in a couple of years. But I don't know. I don't think that tends to be how things work. I think like it would be surprising me if EA went back to this. Or not EA, but the people who made it. I think it may be EA, but I'm not sure who makes Dragon Age again. But that's kind of where I'm at. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you call it? I think we're going to start winding down. That was one hell of a stream, man. I really felt like...
McFlufferkin said, yeah, financially, it may have not succeeded, but as I said, the secret ending very much is sequel bait.
Oh, okay.
Andromeda nearly killed Mass Effect, and we've got a new game coming.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things where like I wish I knew the numbers, because even though people say like Mass Effect almost killed or Andromeda almost killed Mass Effect, it still sold plenty to be worth the investment cost that it took to make. I believe that's correct. It's one of those things where like everyone looks at a game as a failure until you realize like if they greenlit a sequel, it's usually because it was still successful enough to like warrant them investing it again. And it's kind of how you like make a business in lots of ways, which is like, hey, so long as we're not like hemorrhaging money from this thing can still pop. That's why live services I think are such a ravenous thing for so many people. Is live services imply like the aspect of one day this could this thing could be our Fortnite, you know, and be our like $1 billion game that pays for every game in the future and makes us so much more money, you know. Since I really a lot of work coming about from 3 years ago for Gears Shift, it wasn't 8 years constrained towards Veilguard specific. Yeah, you know that's the other thing that's sad is we'll never see like a true invested Dragon Age sequel, or at least not anytime soon. You know, after the Elder Scrolls probably finally releases, shit like that. We won't see like a Dragon Age game that was like heavily poured into. And I think it sucks because I don't think that's why we see RPGs anymore. It's because RPGs are probably one of the only games that like is valid that it takes like 6 or 7 years to create. And every CEO McFuckhead out there is like, oh, there's this new trend. You should, instead of doing the thing that we've already invested 3 years in doing that's almost done, fucking change it all, redo it, because this is the thing that's more valuable. And it's just like, what the fuck, man? You burn. I can't even imagine what it's like to be in gaming as a game creator nowadays. Like how absolutely shit it is to dedicate so much of your life to something. Like 3 years of something only for some asshole to be like, no, change it. All that gone. Like that must be just heartbreaking. And at least Veilguard is a stable game. I think maybe one crash. Yeah, that's the other thing is that maybe like like as the years go on, there might be like a more people might look back on it fondly and like, hey, what do you call it? For what this game is, it's really good in this regard. If you're the person who likes these type of things, you're probably gonna like Veilguard. I think honestly, if I like ask myself, not try to look at it like a what do you call it, like from a pulled back perspective, I think I'd really enjoy Veilguard.
McFlufferkin said, "I just blame EA for the path BioWare has been subjected to. It's been this sad state for the last decade or two."
Yeah, Anthem and all that stuff. Yeah. Although I mean, it's also on BioWare. It's almost like when people are like, man. I know it's not the same thing. I know you probably agree with this as well, Fluff. But like, it's also the same path that like Destiny takes, where like people are like, oh, you know, ever since Activision bought Destiny, it all went to shit. And it's like, nah, there's some just bad choices. Like just because you married a psycho doesn't mean you're like excused from the fact that you did choose to marry a psycho. You know. And again, maybe it's not fair because the people who are making those choices are people at the very top who are like the people who are business minded and not people who are creative minded. And what can you do, you know? Sure, we wouldn't work on the Cat says, now that we're winding down, Grin, Reddit is your favorite of which is my favorite of the Gotcha bunch. I've said it before. For me, Wuthering Waves to me is like my favorite. It's exactly what I wanted.
Said, sure, I'd imagine it could have been worse, even had BioWare been under a different publisher or self-published.
It was good.
That said, the timeline we're in still leaves me with being more upset towards EA.
Yeah, EA and stuff like that. I find I also frustrated with BioWare because Anthem and all these other things to me were like just. Again, you could argue like EA forced them to do it. To me, it still doesn't matter. Like again, I think most people who. I think also we gotta stop doing this thing with like game names. So like EA and BioWare, same thing as I have a problem doing with this Obsidian. There's a high chance that the people who made the games we loved and connected with so much have left or like gone because of what I just described about like how you're working on a game and then some asshole executive decides, hey, we're changing the whole thing. We're gonna make a live service game. Never mind. There's a massive trend push in actually multiplayer games. We're gonna make a multiplayer game. We're gonna drop the whole MMO thing. It's just constant. So I can't even imagine how they just like leave. Also, what's good? Seb says, Seb, what's good, Seb? How are you, buddy? How was your day? We're winding down. Sorry, got the end of the stream. I do recommend checking it out someday, Grin. I think you'd enjoy it, even if you're if you treat it as a vacuum. Yeah. I think it'd be fun. Again, I don't disagree that it would be a good game to just like grind. I also just like deeply love RPGs. Like Oblivion, Skyrim, what is it called? Dragon Age, honestly. What was the other one?
McFluffican said very true. I need to do better about learning the actual individuals involved that make the games I love rather than attributing it to the studio, publisher, because staff changes
a lot. And the people that you love maybe leave, and again, people use they're the same people that brought you this. Everyone quit because we were horrible. We were working them like dogs. But and you're like, this is insane. What we got? Seb says, I'm in love. I'm loving the hair and beard. You look at show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Seb. Appreciate you. What do you call it? Yes, we just finished up doing a fantastic stream where we lucked out, and I can't believe it, dude. Just to reflect a little bit, we got that motherfucking character that looks crazy. We got another Camilla to drop within 3 polls on just a whim. On the first poll, we got the first one, bang, we got it. Then we got her at like 3rd constellation, which is insane. Then we started playing the main story, which is fantastic. I know I probably have it written down that I'm playing a mixture of Wuthering Waves and Zenless. I might play a lot more Wuthering Waves because that story part was really fun, and the more we get to see Lumine, the better, I think. But I also think we're going to be seeing Encore and all these other characters. I think it'd be cool to see if you guys have never seen the story of Wuthering Waves. But yeah, also to finish up that thought I had with Kat, what do you call it? For me, I can understand that all of these gacha games are appealing to a lot of different people. You know, Zenless is appealing to people who really like 80s nostalgia and pop culture and hip hop and stuff like that. Of course, it's leaning into the sex appeal of characters and stuff like that. And also, it's people who are very different looking characters. There's a fucking wolfman, a furry basically here. We have what do you call it? A fucking shark girl. So it appeals to various different people. But for me, Wuthering Waves is the exact kind of gacha game that I wanted, and what that game is a game that's very similar to Genshin, but with a bunch of tweaks that are better. And that's what I kind of always wanted. I wanted the game that I love so much, which happened to be Genshin Impact, but this time around done right. And that's exactly what I've gotten with Wuthering Waves, which I greatly enjoy. But I tend to, if I could rate my enjoyment for both, I would say Wuthering Waves at 98%, and my love for Zenless is probably at 80 or 70%. It's around 70% when we start losing gacha pulls, but 80% when you're in the midst of hearing the story and it's fun like that. And so on and so forth. So those are my 2 favorites. There was another game that I played, but these are only 2 ones that I've really thought were worth their weight in gold kind of thing. Faceless, not Faceless Cat says, I got to head out for tonight. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for stopping by, Cat. Fluff says, however, I do acknowledge the fact because I am not treating the studios as Valhalla was originally spearheaded by a different. Yeah, that's the other thing that's hard. Yeah, where you're there's different teams that handle different Assassin's Creeds. I just think the thing that we've gotten from Assassin's Creed has always been largely the same. There's still some sort of creative through thread throughout
Lone
the Assassin's
Syndicate
Creed.
Said, wonderful stream, Grin.
Thanks, Lone. There's still some sort of through thread through the Assassin's Creeds where it doesn't feel like it's a different thing. You know, it almost seems you guys are still all being misguided in the same way, it seems like, at least that's, again, I haven't liked where the Assassin's Creed series has went, but that's just me. But last, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I can see you again tomorrow. We'll be continuing. Yes, we are winding down Raid. But I will see you tomorrow, where we were probably grinding out a lot more Wuthering Waves because I actually was enjoying the story. I felt like that's when we were in our stride. Also, it's really cool getting new abilities and powers and shit like that. Also, again, we just had a new character that we could play a lot with, fuck shit up with. She's got crazy damage now. Ha! But, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully I can see you once again. Thank you kindly for your time, and goodbye for now, my friends. Oh, I might try to do some VR, or I might not. We'll see. Bye. Oh, thank you so much for stopping by, Seb.